Okay, awesome. Just getting started here, guys. How's everyone doing? Thumbs up, thumbs down. How's your day going? Awesome. Love it, guys. New integration. New integration. Another one. Another one. Love it. Good stuff. Just going to get people on the stage. We're going to get this party started shortly. X is being a little slow for me right now. It took me a while to become the co-host. I thought my phone was going to explode from like a brain aneurysm, but here I am. Guys, share the space. We're going to get people in here. It's going to be a good one today. I love spaces that are kind of like pseudo celebrations, right? It's great. New integration, a new part of our family. But I've been had a busy week, you guys. I have been very, very busy. Okay, I've sent some invitations here to the Unstoppable and Daddy Bayo, if I say that correctly. Sorry if I have not. Okay, I sent another invitation. You guys are still listeners. If you were on stage, please speak because sometimes you're a speaker, but you're still listed as a listener.
Hey everyone.
Hey, okay, perfect. I hear you. Awesome. Excellent. Is the Daddy Bayo? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm probably not saying it right. But is it just going to be the Unstoppable profile up, or both of you? Oh shoot, we lost. Looks like we lost him. Now you guys know how X is. It's really temperamental. Yeah, it looks like he's having connection issues. Okay, so it looks like you're a speaker again. Audio check one more time, guys. Can you thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Want to make sure. Okay, I got one thumbs up from the speaker. I hope other people can hear me. I'm not seeing any other people thumbs up. Okay, I have a thumbs down. Okay, thumbs up. Okay. You're gaslighting me down there. I see you, little gaslighter. Okay, it says you're a listener again. I am sending another invite. Let's see if we can get this fixed here. In the meantime, guys, I've been chatting with the XRP community. I've been at it almost all week. They're great. I think they're awesome. I've gone to many different spaces, met many amazing people like Lady K, Stone. Very cool community. They share our values. I've really done the deep dive, and I still have many more people to meet. And every time I've mentioned us integrating XRP, they have been so appreciative and exciting. This is a great community. I think we can learn a lot from them. Their community is absolutely incredible. They do music, they do all these fun events together, they make plans, super supportive of each other, doing random NFT things. I mean, they just do everything. Super, super cool community. I cannot emphasize that enough. I encourage anyone to go check out an XRP space. I personally learned a lot. I really have. And they're awesome. Can't speak highly enough about them. And I think some are going to be joining us today, which is going to be great. Okay, can we check the mic here? Unstoppable? Yeah, actually, we got an XRP. XBF is in the house. That is an XR. That's a XRPer. I talked to them yesterday. Excellent person, guys. Go ahead and give them a follow. They do their own space, and make sure you do their notifications. We got Lady K in the house. Look at that. She's a wonderful XRPer. Very knowledgeable. Actually, Lady K is someone who's entertaining. I don't want to put her on the spot, but is entertaining the idea of maybe becoming a node operator. So that's awesome too, right? Love that stuff. Okay, I got a request. Unstoppable Wallet, can you hear me? Can you check your mic again?
Yep, yep, I can hear.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm not sure where Kenton is. Welcome, Lady K, to the stage. Lovely to have you. Glad you're part of this. On this space today, THORChain has a new integration, the Unstoppable Wallet. And we have many integrations. I know I sent you that link earlier with the ecosystem, but this is just another one. Another one, guys. This is really cool. All right, I got another request. Okay, well, it says I have a request, but I don't see anyone. You know how X Spaces can be. Okay, guys, let's get this party started. I'm going to add people as they come up. Kenton's run a little behind, no big deal. We're just going to keep the party moving. Unstoppable Wallet, how you doing? Welcome to the family. As you guys saw the announcement for the THORChain account, that they are now a new integration and they are now facilitating swaps. If you could give us an introduction of your wallet, you know, what you're about, your ethos, what you offer, all the good stuff. The floor is yours.
Hey, thanks. Thanks. It's great to be here. Thanks for the welcome. Well, we are an open source wallet, a privacy focused one. We put, yeah, the privacy is of the is something that we take really seriously, and yeah, and most of our features are built around that. Uh, yeah, we have been building this wallet for 8 years now, fully open source. Uh, what can I say else? Well, mm, I don't know.
No,
A
that's great. No,
multi-chain wallet. Yeah,
so
a
you're
multi-chain
privacy
wallet.
focused, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. The
how do you do privacy?
well, it's there are many dimensions to privacy. I mean, some things that is like, let's say, theoretical privacy, where you can stay 100% private. And there is a practical one. Practical is something that you can achieve within the scope of your limitations. And our limitation is a wallet being on mobile OS. So within that scope, we try to build the most private wallet that's possible. For example, like let me like go a bit deeper. So let's take Bitcoin within the Unstoppable wallet. So to provide Bitcoin support, we actually built our own Bitcoin library. That there is Bitcoin library for Swift and Bitcoin library for Kotlin. It's not like most of the multi-coin wallets where you basically have to connect through some not being operated by wallet provider. And essentially, what this does is that that little Bitcoin privacy that you get on the Bitcoin blockchain becomes nullified as a result. So on the other hand, you use a properly built SPV wallet, you retain some level of privacy. It's still not private in a way, like you still potentially leaking something about your transaction, about partially about your balance, but on nonetheless, you still able to maintain some level of privacy. When it comes to Ethereum, we are essentially not in any way different than any other Ethereum wallet, because Ethereum wallets are not really private, and it's not really possible to build them in a private manner. But on the other hand, we have a lot of security features on top that I believe make us stand out. And in some ways, we are kind of pioneering some of those features. So, yeah. And that's our approach, for example, to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And same really goes to any other blockchain that we integrate. Usually our integration takes time, because we try to integrate it in a privacy friendly manner, and in most cases it takes a bit longer. So that's kind of like a general summary of what we are about. Most of our users are privacy conscious ones, those that kind of care a bit uh, care a bit more about privacy than, like, let's say, others. And as a result, for example, you can find our wallet being recommended in um, by some uh, by some darknet marketplaces, for example. Yeah, and it's not really something we are proud about, but at the same time, it kind of shows a level of trust we get from some of our users. Yeah, uh, yeah. That's
Well, the thing is, when it comes to privacy on blockchain, ultimately you can't stop. I mean, privacy is privacy, right? I mean, it's meant for freedom. It's meant to emancipate the ordinary individual. You can't really control, who's going to get a hold of your wallet. It's
yeah,
just that you have
yeah,
to recognize that the first principle reasons for privacy, above all, are extremely important. And it's like a highway, right? I mean, criminals will use a highway. It
yeah,
is what it
exactly,
is. Doesn't mean
exactly.
highways shouldn't exist. So yeah, I don't think for one second you have to worry about that. And I actually am very thankful that your wallet is built on an ethos that is firmly entrenched in first principles, because we've all seen what can happen with no privacy. We had the event in my own country. We had a police department, NYPD. Some of these people know this story where police officers, they discovered someone who thought they thought he had a lot of crypto. They abducted him and tortured him for his assets. These are police officers, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
privacy is not to help criminals. It's really to emancipate the average person, to protect them from criminals themselves, and those criminals are often attached to the state. Um, Real quick, we have Kenton back up here. Man, we're having a lot of people connecting and dropping today. You know, guys, how temperamental X spaces can be. Kenton, are you there? No, he dropped. Okay. Lady K, would you go ahead and say something? I want to make sure that everything's working on your end. Welcome to the stage.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And guys, those who are just turning in, Lady K is someone from the XRP community. Give her a follow. She hosts regular spaces, and please attend her spaces. Absolutely great content she's been producing. SRD, I'm going to go ahead and test your mic. Go ahead. Go ahead. Are you related to Unstoppable Wallet? It's hard for me to know who to bring up when I have new integrations. I'm going to give you a few more seconds to check your mic there, SRD, and if not, we're just going to move on. Okay, we're going to just move on. No big deal. Okay, Unstoppable. So, I was reading about your new wallet integration, and you were thinking about ways to improve the privacy. I think I read that you guys were interested in implementing Zcash. Is that right? Oh, Lord have mercy. They just dropped. This is X are, X spaces, they can be really special sometimes, you guys. Are you there, Unstoppable? It says you're connecting and also says you're a speaker. Those are mutually exclusive things. Well, I'm going to keep going, guys. And maybe the THORChain main account can help me to invite him back up. I don't know what's going on, but I'm really happy that we have a wallet here whose ethos is built on privacy to begin with. This is extremely important, you guys. I know we talk about this a lot. The reason why I wanted to ask Unstoppable Wallet about their Zcash integration, because they're interested in adding Zcash, but I'm curious if they are familiar with Maya protocol and their integration of Zcash. That's kind of where I was going with that question. So I want to see if we can get him back. Unstoppable, are you there? Could you try and test your mic? Okay, okay, he's a listener. Okay, I'm going to invite you to speak. There we go. We'll try that again because I want to make sure that everyone understands all the options available when it comes to privacy, because this industry is literally being built in real time, and we're all on the same team here. And yeah, it's important that, like, especially when I was talking with like Lady K and her spaces and talking to XRP people, and really asking them questions, and me describing what I believe and the ethos, it is abundantly clear that we all share the same ethos, the same philosophy, the same values. Permissionlessness, decentralized, no KYC, just being able to use these technologies in a way that maximizes freedom for everybody and ultimately replaces the economic doctrine that we live under, right? Unstoppable, you might want to leave and try and rejoin. I've sent you multiple requests.
yeah. I accepted them actually.
Oh, you're here. Okay, good. You're still as a listener. Continue. All right. So I'm going to go back to
Yeah,
my
yeah.
original question. So I remember I was reading that you guys are adding Zcash. What's that about?
Uh, well, we are actually one of the first wallets to integrate Zcash in a private manner, Zcash shielded, and that was like a few years back. And Since then, we try to continuously, well, we had to maintain the existing integration at the same time, keep up with the updates they're adding to the protocol. And yeah, and when we started, I think a few years back, there were only maybe a couple of wallets that were supporting Zcash, and now there are like, well, I can think of 5, maybe there are more, even 10. So, and Zcash is important for us because it's well, for many reasons. It's some of the people associated with the Zcash. We have a lot of respect for them. Some of them are OGs, and they did a lot to maintain the privacy centric uh, uh, ethos within the ecosystem. So yeah, we have that special bond with Zcash basically. So Zcash been a wallet for a long time, but the one problem that was there, it was not important. It was kind of so you have Zcash, right? And you cannot really go from Zcash anywhere else. The only way for you to, let's say, to get some Ethereum by selling some of your Zcash was to do it via exchange, and that was a problem because it kind of it may not be such a big problem, for example, for Bitcoin, but for Zcash or a coin like Monero, it is a problem because the moment you touch centralized exchange, you're kind of exposing yourself, and your price is nullified basically. So that was a big deal, and kind of to address that, we first integrated THORChain, and we are now looking to integrate Maya protocol, which which should which should basically open Zcash to some other chains. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, that's where I was aiming for in the question. By adding Maya protocol, now you can have basically permissionless swaps into and out of Zcash from the people within your wallet, which is absolutely fantastic. And then they can use the shielded functionality of Zcash, the zero knowledge proof, to get privacy that way. That's what I'm actually really impressed with Zcash. I actually learned about Zcash in a meaningful way only in the last like few months. And so, yeah, I am like really bullish on Zcash. I think it's a wonderful advancement. And really helps achieve privacy to the next level. We got some speakers up here again. I want to make sure everyone's here. Kenton, welcome to the stage, good sir.
I'm here. Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you
Great.
great. Dang, X is. Go ahead.
Yeah, apologies, guys. I just restarted my phone a few times, my computer a few times. I couldn't get it to work on either. So, but now I've got it. So, um, yeah, Spaces is
I just feel
buggy
like
today.
yeah, sometimes it's on the X side. It's got to be because it sometimes it's just so absurdly buggy. It's like it's not
Yeah.
us. Like we have spaces where it's perfectly fine for like 3 or 4 hours. Eric, welcome to the stage. Go ahead, test your mic, good sir. I'm going to give you a few seconds. You're probably like in the kitchen doing something or chasing your child.
Maybe I can jump in a
Okay,
bit. I'll introduce
go ahead,
myself
Kenton.
to Unstoppable. Hey, my name's Kenton, and I'm a node operator on THORChain. I've got a fund that invests in Arun and runs nodes, and on THORChain. And me and Patriot have been doing these spaces now for, I guess, several weeks. And just kind of anything topical that comes up with THORChain. And we saw your post about your new THORChain integration. So we're like, wow, this would be great to chat with you guys. See what you're about, see what you're doing, learn more about you. That's a quick intro for me.
Yeah, guys, and I don't think I ever introduced myself. I was so busy trying to get the space to work. I'm Patriot Sounds. My real name's Denny. I'm an educator and content creator for THORChain. Been doing it for a while now. Yeah, I know it's been such a chaotic start to the space, and we have a lot of new people in the crowd today. A lot of XR peers. It's great. I really love what's happening. We're having a nice homogenous moment in our community, especially with Lady K on the stage, who has a really huge following. You are bringing a lot of great people. Go ahead, Lady K. Just go ahead. You don't have to raise your hand.
Well, actually, I was just looking through it and I just saw that you guys are going to integrate a track performance by coin, not USD. That is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a wallet do that. For Unstoppable?
Um, I'm yeah. You said track performance, and I didn't get the part after that.
Oh,
Could you please repeat that?
track the performance against crypto or the S&P, like track performance other than the
Oh,
US
yeah,
dollar.
got that, got that. Yeah. Well, we had a number of users who were requesting us to kind of add gold prices to the market stop. So we have a market stop basically where we try to pull to collect as much on-chain data as possible, as well as off-chain data, and trying to make sense of a bit. You know, like for example, we show ETF inflows, like market caps. Basically, we take 15,000 cryptocurrencies and try to get as much data on them as possible. And as part of that, it's well, a common problem for someone is like, you know, when you let's say you're holding Zcash and you're holding some USDs and you're holding some Bitcoin and maybe even Ethereum, you know, or even Rune, and you are a long-term hodler. So few like months pass by, and if, one of the obvious questions someone might have: how would I do if let's say I bought just like S&P index instead, you know, or gold instead of crypto, you know, or how would I do if I just held Bitcoin? So that integration that we added makes it easy for you to see how are the coins on your balance performing in regards to um, some of the like popular ETFs or gold prices or mainstream cryptos, you know, like BTC, ETH, and so on. So, and by looking at that, you can see that whether you would be better off if you uh, hold held anything else other than what you are having, you know, holding now, you know. It's yeah, it's not really a major feature like for us, but a few people asked for that and we added it. So, and yeah, for me personally, I used to hold gold at some point, so that was kind of uh, for example, I'll give you a use case. You know, when we added this feature and it was being tested, I actually went and checked. You know, I held Ethereum for like a couple of years, maybe.
Did he cut out for anyone
Yeah,
else?
yeah,
Uh,
Yeah,
I
me
think you
too.
cut out. Oh, there it is.
oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was holding Ethereum for years, maybe like 3-4 years, and since it was not like doing much action lately, you know, so I was interested whether it would whether it outperformed gold or outperformed S&P 500 index, you know. So, and it was fairly easy for me to do that. I would just open Ethereum coin on the Unstoppable wallet and yeah, scroll to that part that would show that performance data, and I could see, you know, whether like holding Ethereum or holding S&P index would be better off, you know. So that was, yeah, one of
Well, that
such.
I love it. You're like, well, it's not even a main thing. It's so unique though. And so few wallets do things like that. It's really, I feel like the start of accounting, profiles, going straight into wallets, which is so interesting to me.
Oh yeah, yeah. We actually try to do a lot of things, and like, and a lot of the things we do are never make to the wallet ultimately because simply it's a trial and error, and we put some engineering efforts into something, see if it turns out the way we want, and if it does, we add it. And but yeah, when it comes to like portfolio evaluation, like you know, since a lot of people are trading, it's a kind of relevant thing, you know, to provide people with that analytics or some kind of hints, you know, that could kind of let them spot the opportunities in the needed stages. So, but yeah, a lot of those are never made to the wallet, unfortunately. Yeah.
I have a question. was able to listen to a little bit earlier, and I heard you mention that Unstoppable is used a lot in like dark nets and nefarious activities and whatnot. How do you know that? If the wallet, if it's non-custodial, how do you know who the users are?
Well, I actually don't know if it's used a lot. What we know is that some of the marketplaces or decentralized no, well, not really centralized exchange that are operated in non-compliant manner, let's say, they recommend our wallet, and basically they do it for a couple of reasons, and I'll tell you those. First, for them, it's really critical that they can verify uh, non non tracking part of our wallet. And to do that, they need maybe three things. First, they need to make sure that the wallet is open source, and it's fairly easy to do that. To make sure that if you kind of a bit technical, you can do it via GitHub yourself, or you can use like websites like Wallet Scrutiny, which track a number of open source wallets and tell you whether the latest wallet is actually using the code that it's publishing on the GitHub. So that's one. Secondly, the wallet needs to be listed on F-Droid. So F-Droid is like a Google Play Market, but it's mainly for open source apps. And one of the requirements of F-Droid is that they are very strict about wallet not having any kind of tracking. So, and it's not just the tracking you as a wallet provider implement yourself. Some people, well, some wallets, just need to add those tracking features as a result of some of the features they are trying to offer to their users. For example, like push notifications, whether you want it or not, they'll kind of track user to some extent, not really expose user balances. Or let's say if you are offering instant sync times for your cryptocurrencies, it's like most multi-coin wallets do that because it's actually easier to do that than doing it otherwise. Like letting the client sync itself with the blockchain and so on. So if you are listed on F-Droid repository, then it means that you do not have those, because the way F-Droid operates, they actually check the code for each app that they list on the on F-Droid marketplace. So since we are kind of listed there, and at the same time we are listed, for example, on bitcoin.org, and like we are there for a few years already, so that gives us some kind of let's say credibility in the eyes of the people who are like pro open source, pro privacy, pro non-tracking. So as a result of that, we are kind of recommended on many such well, not on maybe many, but I personally know a few of them, some of the popular ones. And yeah, that's how we know basically. Big and we sometimes we get donations from such, well, not from darknet places, but from places which put heavy emphasis on privacy and security, and to be honest, this is one of the reasons, we are able to stay to maintain that privacy, open source focus without, pivoting from that to some other areas, because it kind of shows to us that there is actually a demand for what we do.
Cool. Actually, this spawned a few more questions from me. One, I guess, is more of a comment. There's a saying like if criminals use it, it works, and it's not an ideal litmus test, but I think where a lot of people get hung up on criminal, air quote criminals, like most of those so-called crimes are actually victimless crimes, right? And if we had a CBDC, worldwide CBDC come out, everyone listening to this call would be deemed criminals too at some point. So there's a reason this tech is important. And I'm convinced anyway that the vast majority of so-called criminals using this stuff really aren't hurting anyone. So that's cool. what was my question? Oh shoot, sorry guys, I'm brain farting.
I have an intermediary question if you
Yeah,
want to
go
gather
ahead.
your
Go
thoughts.
ahead. Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
don't don't worry about it. Yeah, no, it's really cool. There's a lot of interesting angles with the Unstoppable Wallet. Let's to give a little like a little education for the audience here on Unstoppable Wallet. Do you guys have your own token? Do you do like a revenue sharing thing, or is it just a wallet open source? Like, is there anything in that arena?
Well, we intend to have a token at some point. We actually we have this sort of educational mini app on Telegram, you know, that's allows someone to kind of join that bot and then play that mini app where you kind of get trained about Bitcoin, about Ethereum, about how privacy works on those blockchains, about how the wallets work. So the idea was to kind of take someone who has understanding about privacy and finance, but have very little or no understanding about cryptocurrency, and teach that person in an accessible manner, you know, without kind of giving him a lot of technical jargon. So we built that mini app, and it's a game where you kind of have to answer quizzes on a daily basis, and you collect points as a result. And our idea was to use those points in some future, you know, in some bright future where we launch our token and yeah, airdrop it among those users, you know. But yeah, so far no concrete plans on when. We do think that in general that token launch is a good way to not only fundraise, but also a good way to collect users and do some kind of governance, feature voting, and such stuff, you know. But we feel that it needs to be launched on the right time, you know. So and now we don't feel the time is right for that. So, but we do plan on launching it. So.
Okay, that's great. And I'm gonna just I see you're gonna ask your question, Kenton. I'm just gonna reset the space a little bit here, guys, because we have such a new audience in here today. I think Lady K is pulling them in, which I'm so appreciative, Lady K, because this is exactly what I wanted. There's a lot of XRPers in here, and some I haven't seen before. So I just want to give you a quick rundown of what THORChain is. So THORChain is a cross-chain DEX AMM. And we basically facilitate real layer one to layer one. And the reason why you're in here today is because Lady K is pulling you in because we added XRP natively to THORChain about 2 weeks ago. So now for the first time ever as an XRPer, you can swap from exogenous assets like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Doge, AVAX, various stable coins, and many other assets directly into XRP. You are no longer sequestered on a centralized exchange. You are free. You are free, and we love it, and we're thankful that you're here, particularly because the XRP community has really gone to fight for the crypto community, particularly with on the SEC, that $200 million lawsuit. I think you guys are great. I've been investing a lot of time to get to know a lot of XRPers like Lady K and many in the audience, and I've been nothing but impressed by you guys. You're a wonderful community, and I'm so glad you're here. And Unstoppable today, for those who are just coming in, they are a brand new integration on THORChain. And we integrate things all the time. We're interested in connecting the world, connecting everyone to each other, and having cross-chain liquidity flows. Basically, no more going to a centralized exchange, KYC, surrendering custody of your assets. Excuse me. We are interested in liberating the world, and that's what we're doing. And we're all going to do it together. THORChads, XRPers, everyone. And additionally, just so you guys know, if there's any comments or anyone asking questions, I literally cannot see comments. I can't even give reactions right now. So X is kind of fucked up today. So if you have a question you're dying to ask or you want to know, I suggest requesting and coming up here specifically because I just can't see anything right now. Go ahead, Kenton.
I just want to add to your comment about XRP on THORChain. Not only can you swap between, well, I mean, you just listed the native tokens on THORChain, but with DEX aggregation, you get up to thousands of tokens on other blockchains too. And then also with Ruggira launching here on THORChain, it's a smart contract functionality on THORChain, which is going to enable like perps trading, lending, borrowing, like indexes, all kinds of different things. Like basically anything you see on a centralized exchange, you can do with Ripple on a centralized exchange, you'll be able to do on THORChain on a decentralized exchange, all self-custody, no KYC. So that's all those things are being unlocked for Ripple right now in a decentralized manner.
Yeah, the level of innovation that's happening is truly incredible. I want to take one quick moment, sorry, Eric, to shout out someone in the crowd who just joined. Guys, look for the green circle with the buff blue guy. There's Stone. I really am thankful for Stone because he was one of the most friendly hosts to immediately just take me open arms and promote THORChain and help me educate the XRPers. You need to give that guy a follow as well as Lady K. Make sure you mark to see all their notifications, and I want you guys to start attending their spaces. Because the first part of this battle is just getting our communities to figure things out and to learn and to know each other. Okay, guys. So this is like a big dating site right now. Okay, we're hooking everyone up right now. So we're gonna make some THORChain and XRP babies. Okay, unstoppable XRP and THORChain babies. Okay, I'm dumb. Eric, go ahead.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask Lady K one question because we have been referring to XRPs, XRPers, XRPRs. Like we have been calling you a lot, but is there a way that you'd like to call yourselves? Because I mean, we want to nail it. So
Yeah, if I'm being derogatory, please fix me right away.
Oh no. I think we just call ourselves XRPers. I'm not really sure. I know there's always been a real push to separate Ripple and XRP so that people understand it is two different things. The XRPL is a blockchain. XRP is a coin on the blockchain, and Ripple is the biggest project on the blockchain that just so happens to also employ the architect of the blockchain.
Okay, yeah, and perfect vernacular changes there. Welcome, Stone, to the stage. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Denny? Thanks for having me up. I appreciate the shout out. And it must be a dating site because I don't just get on here for anyone on the weekends. So this is my day
This is
off.
true.
So
Oh boy.
you must be special.
Oh boy, I'm getting hot and bothered over here, everybody. This is getting interesting. All right, you guys don't know what you sign up for when you come to our spaces. Okay, well, magic happens up on the stage. Let me tell you right now.
It
Unstoppable. Go ahead, Stone.
it has been a magical week of networking, I must say, and I really do appreciate the shout out, and I appreciate what you guys are building, Eric, with your POS device. I've been telling everybody about it. We really gotta get some more of those details ironed out this next week. I encourage all of you guys to come by Coffee and Crypto with Stone and Lady K. Let's go.
See, these guys are so much fun, guys. We've been having a blast. And this is how marketing is happening right now, especially with the Unstoppable Wallet up here today. Now XRPers are learning about this privacy-based wallets. And then Kenton, thankfully, I appreciate Kenton, you mentioning the Regiran aspect of all these different possibilities. Like all of us now are working towards a unified goal of just separating us from centralized exchanges and basically emancipating everyone. Go ahead, Kenton.
I hope I'm not putting anyone on the spot, but does Unstoppable have Ripple, XRP? Can you hold it in that wallet?
Uh, well, it's being built, it's being integrated right now, and I think it will be there maybe in 6 weeks. So, since we're a bit every time we integrate a blockchain, we actually need to either take one of the existing official SDKs and integrate them, or build one ourselves. So, in some cases, we have those SDKs, and for most cases, we don't actually. And so it takes times for us. And right at this moment, actually, we are working on two blockchains, and one is Monero, and another one is Ripple is next. So it will take, I think, 6 to 8 weeks maybe. And since THORChain is done as well, once we add that, we'll have not just integration and being able to hold those coins, but also to swap them.
So was your integration of THORChain a catalyst for you to prioritize integrating Ripple or XRP? Sorry.
Well, it was partially. because when we integrated THORChain, the question came up later. Okay, let's see what other assets THORChain supports that we do not, and Ripple was one of those. So that's how it actually. But to be honest, normally the way integration is being prioritized in our case is that when we have basically a GitHub, right, where people can come in and push feature requests. But it's a bit technical because not everyone is comfortable doing that. But in our case specifically, that's that's a kind of approach we take when deciding of what coins will be added next, what blockchains will be added next. And there were a number of requests over the years by the people to add Ripple, but they were not, I would say, majority ones. So that's why it was not prioritized sooner. But yeah, a number of people requested to add us XRP.
And now with THORChain, I mean, you have a literal, like an actual financial incentive too, because you can earn some fees on the swaps, right? And which I think is cool, because for any XRPers listening, if there's a wallet you're interested in and they don't support XRP, you can kind of put a bit of pressure on them and say, hey, listen, support XRP, integrate THORChain. You can start earning fees on swaps on XRP inside your wallet. And we've had, the THORChain community has had success in the past trying to get wallets to integrate THORChain, just with social media, like just posting stuff on Twitter and it kind of going viral. And then, like you said, Unstoppable, like if you don't have enough interest, you're not going to do it. But we've flooded some wallets with so much interest that they're like, okay, we have to prioritize this. So with the XRP army out there, if you want to go after any wallets to integrate XRP and throw THORChain in the mix, that's a way they can make money on it too. That might help get them over the edge, get them to integrate it.
Could I make one critique, Unstoppable or anybody? When you're referring to it, can you say XRPL as opposed to Ripple or XRP by itself? Because when you start using the terminology XRPL, you can also say XRPL tokens or XRPL layer twos, and it'll make more sense as you're educating and onboarding. And when you say Ripple, that's when people get confused because you can't add Ripple because Ripple's a company, right? But you can add XRPL, which is the XRP ledger. And then off of that communication, you can then say layer 2 projects.
Stone,
It's the chat
forgive me,
filter.
can you explain XRP versus XRPL? Can you go into a bit more depth there?
It's the chat filter, the chat filter.
I mean, I'm getting a look right now because I'm supposed to be getting in the shower and getting ready as opposed to being on the stage.
I'll do it. XRPL is the blockchain. XRP is the native coin to the blockchain. And Ripple is just the biggest project on that blockchain, who does also happen to employ the architect of the blockchain.
Lady K always has my back. I got to step down, guys. I just wanted to step up so that I could thank Denny in person. Lady K is, you are in good hands with Lady K. She can definitely explain everything, to include running validators on multiple blockchains and the importance of the integration. So I leave you in great hands. I got to step down. Thank you again, Denny, THORChain, Eric. Great to see you guys.
Hey, everyone, all the THORChads, you click on Stone's profile right now. You give that man a follow. Do it right now, all of you. No exceptions. Everyone. Rugirans, Mokins, THORChads, everyone. You follow that guy. He's a legend. And I'm so thankful for him. He embraced me and really helped me get to know who to talk to and who to meet on the XRP side. So I'm so thankful. Thank you, Stone. Have a great day, brother.
Thanks, brother. And I can't wait for our in-person meetup when we all are one blockchain, right? I'll see you guys.
That's right. Likewise, man. Take care. Okay, and Lady K, one thing that we're talking about XRPL, and that's like the layer 2 element there. XRP has all these different DeFi primitives that you're building as well, and we were talking about in DM a little bit. I would really be interested if there's any there's a lot of XRPL, XRP people in here, really contacting Ruggira because this all goes in hand, especially with the Unstoppable wallet, right? Like this is how these connections are built, where they're going to support these assets. And I'm just wondering if there is a nice permutation there between what we're building on the Regerin side, as well as what you guys are building, that we can kind of offer those services together, right? Because more functionality is great, and then each party could charge a fee, an affiliate fee, if you use the other person's system. You know what I mean? So everyone wins essentially.
Yeah, I was wondering if you sent me the right app though, because that person had like 9 followers. It
Oh,
might be, but
I'll
normally
double
that's
check that. No, I probably messed it up. Us Regerin. Weird. I'll double check that. I don't know what happened there. I appreciate you telling me that though. Okay. Oh, we got some more requests here. We got some speakers up here. Joe, did you have anything you wanted to say?
Yo, GM guys. First off, this is my first time being on a THORChain space, and I really, really kind of enjoyed the conversation so far. Just wanted to familiarize myself with the family and also to get to understand, the what we're building. I see Unstoppable wallet here on the speaker row, and I've been learning quite a lot about the connection with SRP and XRPL and the Unstoppable wallet itself and what we're building on the background. And I think this is going to be my big step to join the THORChain community, and not just join the THORChain community. I'm looking for a chain to actually build myself or my my solid ground. I've been everywhere lately, a lot, but right now I'm kind of convinced that it is for me. Like this is it for me. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to be here, and also I think I came here by the notification from Eric, and yeah, that's why I got on the space. But this is exciting, and I believe from here now I think I can build what I say a personal solid base, familiarizing myself with THORChain as it is now. I've been following THORChain for up to 2 years now. Yeah, I think it's a year now, rather. Yeah, and it's been solid over the years. I think right now this is the first time, like I said, getting to hear all of this information about THORChain, and I think I'm going to jump on it right away and familiarize myself with the community and the people in the community. So thank you so much for this space. Really can't thank you enough, because I got solid informations, at least the barest minimum for me to start my research on, and which is something I really appreciate. Thank you so much, guys. And my name is Joe, by the way. So yeah, you'll be seeing more of me lately. So thank you so much, guys. GM.
Hey, pleasure to have you. And this is how this is done, guys. We gotta go to other communities, because we're all compartmentalized, right? Like we're all in our own little bubble sometimes, and that's a shame, especially when you have all these wonderful people, many of which you are hearing for the first time on this stage on a THORChain platform. These people are our people. There's no really significant difference here. The only thing that we just don't know is we don't know each other, and that's what we got to change. So this is why I've been really hammering on you guys in the THORChain. Get out there, go to various spaces, go to the AVAX, go to the Solana spaces. I don't care. Just go to anyone. Doge. We just don't know about each other. And the things that we're building are incredible 0 to 1s. And they cause everyone to level up. I mean, right now, Unstoppable is getting all this wonderful press. And I hope everyone in here has clicked Unstoppable's profile and is following Unstoppable. And you really look into the wallet, because I'm telling you right now, that is the correct ethos that we need in this industry, being privacy based, and they're not afraid to experiment. I think that's great. I think this is an excellent wallet, you guys. So please click that profile and give them the follow. BTS, I'm sorry. I want to get to you. I think your hand's been up. I'm sorry, it's been so glitchy for me. So forgive me if that hand's been up for a while. Go ahead, BTS.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
I have question. Are you all your roadmaps goals successful? Can you give us a brief roadmap update? It's my question, sir.
Yeah. So, okay. So I think you're asking for a THORChain roadmap update. I'm going to keep it very superficial. I'm going to follow you right now. I'm going to give you all the documentation so you can read for yourself. But basically, THORChain is just interested in growth, more integrations, more chains, more routes, more streamline, more decentralization, adding node operators. We're really attacking multiple problems at the same time. more swap volume. That's what we're doing. And this is part of the roadmap right here. This very space is connecting communities and getting to know each other. We have many different things being built. We have the app layer, Ruggiero, which is an entire DeFi suite built on top of THORChain. Really, I could go like 30 minutes to explain all the things that are happening. So we're just interested in pushing the envelope and just growth right now. Okay, more chains, more volume, more users, more swap volumes, more integrations like Unstoppable Wallet. That's basically the ethos where we're at. So thank you for that question. I appreciate it because there's a lot of people who don't know what we're about. I'm going to go ahead. Let's go to Philip. We got so many speakers here. I'm going to try and get everyone talking a little bit here. Go ahead, and Philip, you want to check your mic there? I'm going to give you a few more seconds, brother. Just I know sometimes it's a little glitchy, and if you're not working, I can bring you back up. Okay, I'm going to go to THORChain. We'll come back to you, Philip. I promise. Go ahead, THORChain.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great, brother. Go ahead.
Thank you. No, I have a question for Unstoppable Wallet because we've mentioned it now in the space a couple of times, like the contract layer of THORChain. And in previous spaces, it was talked about.
Did he cut out for anyone else? Can anyone hear him?
Cut out for me.
Rug.
Damn it.
Cut off.
Just when his question was getting juicy, you know, it was talked about, gone. We'll bring you back up, okay, THORChain. SRD, I don't think you've said anything yet. Do you want to try and check your mic there?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm just
Hey, SRD.
I'm just afraid from my accent. My English is not that much good.
Okay, no worries whatsoever. I can understand you. Did you have a question at all, or not?
No, I just enjoy this space. I'm just building something on related to derivatives, showing high leverage. So I just know about something about the Thor chain. Okay, I'm gonna do some research on it and build something on it. And I got a lot of knowledge from the Unstoppable. The guys are doing great in a crypto market, doing experiment in a crypto market and giving a decentralization value. I think decentralization is the base of crypto, and many of the top projects are not interested on decentralization, and some of the gem like Unstoppable, THORChain are doing that. So I'm very happy for it. And yeah, thank you.
Hey, thank you so much. Go ahead and throw me a follow, and you can get send me a DM. And if you have any questions or need any technical information, I'll be happy to send that to you. And I'm sure Unstoppable will tell you their stuff on their end. THORChain, you're back. You want to go ahead and try that question again?
Yes, is it working better now? Maybe I switched off
Yeah,
the Wi-Fi.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, now I wanted to ask Unstoppable Wallet because now you have enabled swaps, right? Which is very nice for you, so you can make revenue off of that. But now on THORChain, there is the smart contract layer coming, which will also enable other features, like, for example, lending. And is this something that you will maybe also be integrating?
Hey. Yeah. To be honest, I actually learned about this smart layer fairly recently, and it's right now like scheduled for the research. So what we are going to do is that once we are done with so the THORChain integration went just live. It might not be even in production yet because I know that it was ready last week and we were testing it, and it should go live any day. Maybe it went live yesterday. I don't follow the actual releases. So, but the second step for us is right now is Maya protocol, which is already being worked on, and right after we have like a group of us is scheduled to do some research of this smart layer. And since it's since it's decentralized layer, right, we are obviously interested to kind of see if there is anything we can use from it. And for example, like people right now, people can keep assets on Unstoppable and can trade them, and both of those things are done in a non-custodial manner, basically in decentralized manner. If if there is a way for the people to earn yield on those assets, for example, up until now, we don't have any reliable way to earn yield on your Bitcoin. But for example, there is there are plenty of ways to earn yield on your Ethereum and so on, right? So if uh, once we look at this smart contract layer, which is being right now built and marketed by THORChain, and if there is anything we can actually use it for, maybe there are two things. We kind of look at things in a two ways. First, is there is anything we can integrate into Unstoppable? Does this layer offer anything to us? For example, if the layer offers some kind of decentralized exchange, like THORChain itself, we integrate that. Second approach is that it may not offer anything to Unstoppable, but may offer something to us to build. And apart from Unstoppable, we did many smaller projects over the years. For example, we built Dexes. We built Dexes on Solana. And not just like a AMM Dexes, but actually we built DLMM Dexes, more of the sophisticated ones, for example, like Meteora. And most of those are not really like let's say, big or private, because sometimes we build it for some of the partners, and we usually do it in exchange for some kind of promotion, or maybe even revenue, uh, and so we are kind of always looking. So that smart contract layer from THORChain is definitely something.
Did he cut out for anyone else?
Like
Cut out
first
for
we
me.
plan on
Oh, there he
okay.
is.
Oh,
Unstoppable.
great.
Can you
Yeah,
repeat?
can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, can hear you. Go, brother.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, so it's on the roadmap, and first step would be to actually research it, to understand how building actually works, what are the integration things we can do, and so on. And the second stage would be to actually, yeah, integrate it or build something on it. So it's it's on the roadmap, but at this
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
very moment I cannot say anything specifically, like how are we going to utilize it. But one thing for sure is THORChain itself is for us is a proven project, and there are not many proven projects. I can maybe count less than 10 in the whole of crypto. There are a couple of dexes. There is Bitcoin, there is Ethereum, and THORChain is one of those. So whatever THORChain builds and releases is something that we try to pay close attention to and actually understand it. But an unfortunate thing that it takes time. Yeah, because many of the projects uses their own tool set. In some cases, it's a whole new programming language that we can. It's not a problem for us. We are a heavily engineering team, but still, it usually takes maybe a few weeks for some skilled engineer to kind of understand, and then we have to present it to entire team so that everyone is on board. So it's on the radar, and we hope it grows and it becomes, as, let's say, as popular as THORChain itself. And we do want to be among the first users who actually look at it and try to do something with it. But whether something will be done specifically, I cannot say for sure at the moment.
Hey man, that sounds very amazing. Can I just quickly follow that up a little bit? Because if you want to do research, I think it would be best if you are being connected to maybe somebody like Pragmatic Monkey or somebody from the
Yep.
team of them. And I just wanted to mention real quick that I'm not a dev, right? But the devs of Ruggiero, they have mentioned a couple of times that they have a high focus on making the integrations very easy, apparently. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah, we have him. I have him in a DM with Unstoppable on Telegram, and he's already in contact with the Rogerin guys. So we're already
Amazing,
done.
Patriot. Amazing.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's what it's all about. We're making connections. We're a dating site now, guys. That's what it is. We're all gonna make babies now. It's awesome. All right, guys. So we got a new speaker, Steak. I talked to you quite a lot yesterday. I'm so happy you came on the stage. What you got for us?
How's it going, guys? How's my mic coming in?
It's your mic's coming in great. I'm doing very well. Go ahead.
Fantastic, man. Blessings upon blessings to everybody on this beautiful Saturday. Patriot Sounds, man, I came up in support, man. I told you last night I'm going to be following you. I got my notifications set. So I'm going to be tagging along, man. Let's go make some babies out here. But the
Hell yeah.
interoperability, the cross-chain pollination, man, this is what it's all about. And Unstoppable, I went ahead and downloaded the wallet. I got my seed phrase all set up. So I am super excited to see how this entire wallet builds out, man. But I just wanted to come up, give you guys some support. I tagged a bunch of people within the XRP community as well. Just want to get everybody in here. The awareness that you guys are bringing, the projects. THORChain is a beast, man. So yeah, let's make it happen.
I told you guys the XRP people are freaking cool. Do you doubt me now? Do you doubt me now? Anyone in here? The XRP people are freaking legit, okay? They are some of the most friendly and supportive individuals I have ever met. And I absolutely love these people. I mean, right there was just an incredible example of that ethos of just wanting to be part of a greater family. So you guys are freaking awesome. And Lady K, we talked about this yesterday. I need a soundboard. That's what I need. I see, guys. I got to level up like these dudes. See, I'm learning a lot from them.
How
And like Lady K, we
did you
talked.
do that? Who did that? How did
that was Steak.
who did it?
Steak did the newest speaker.
How do you do
Only
that?
Hit us
available
with some
on
more sound.
iPhone. Androids don't get it, but if you have an iPhone, click the little wand and you'll have the soundboard.
Ah, dang it.
We're all
I
here
have
to
an
learn from
Android.
each other, guys. We're all here to learn from each other. Let's go.
The Stone. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? This is what makes it fun. And then Stone has this AI generated song. He blasts every star in space, dude. I'm just like, it gets me so pumped up, like for the space. Like I'm telling you, we gotta step up our game. Like we've been shown up 100% by the XRP people. I'm telling you guys, it's not even a joke. Lady K, one thing we talked about yesterday, is I think we're 100%, and you explained it so well. I think 2025. This is the year. This is the year where everything kind of comes together, and all these communities are going to become intertwined and commingled. And this is the time, guys. This is where everyone in here needs to just reach out to other people and let them know what you're building and seek out what they've built, because I think there's more synergies here than there are competition. And even if it is competition, honestly, like the market is still so tiny. Like if there's multiple point of sale applications, the market is still so tiny. There is so much room for growth here, right? I mean, everyone's going to win. Every single person in here, you have no idea. Well, maybe you do, but you are very early, very, very early.
100%. And, I mean, and we also talked about, the email example, right, of connecting. And that's what THORChain is doing. I'm so happy you guys integrated XRP, because I truly do believe once these blockchains are connected, it's going to be a whole new game.
Yeah. And me and Kenton have been talking about this. I mean, the fact that random people you meet on the street know about XRP and they don't even really understand Bitcoin, but they're so pumped about XRP is a testament to like your guys' marketing prowess. And the fact that you guys have been largely sequestered on centralized exchange, that blows my freaking mind. That blows my mind. You guys are number 4 market cap, and you've managed to do that without having cross-chain liquidity flows, permissionlessly. Incredible accomplishment. Well, that's changed, baby. Here we are. We got XRP on ramped, and the world's changed. So,
yeah,
Unstoppable.
we're coming for number 3.
Hey, go ahead. I think that's BNB, right? Knock them out. That's knock them out. And then we'll.
We did a couple times in the beginning of the year, so I should say we're coming for number 2 next.
There you go. There you go.
I have a crazy idea, THORChain. If XRP gets to number 3, I have an idea what could push it there, and I'm convinced that the meme coin bull market is going to continue. I think that's going to be the story for this next bull run. And we've all seen Solana, how it took off, and it's basically just been on meme coin trading, right? And there's a meme coin market being started on XRPL, right? And it's very tiny. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the meme coiners move, some of that money from Solana and Ethereum onto the XRP memes. And but the best way to do it is through DEXs, right? And if XRPL sees this huge flood of meme coin traders move to their meme coins, that could really boost XRP's market cap. So I don't think it's that crazy. Not in Kenton's brain anyway.
Right. We saw an inflow. We started our meme season, I'd say around like November, September maybe last year. And we saw a ton of Solana people come in, but not from other, blockchains. So it's definitely started.
Well, they basically couldn't from other blockchains, right? And now they can. So that's what I wonder if that's why I didn't see it. Is it's very difficult. But now with THORChain, it makes it possible. So hopefully you do see other ecosystems. But that's thank you for that data point. That's cool to know that you've actually noticed people from Solana coming over.
Yeah, the one of the thing, Kenton, that was because I actually tried to buy a little XRP. I think it was like 2020, 2021. I can't quite remember. Because one of my coworkers had XRP, and I was like, well, hell, I'll put some money into it. But I really struggled because they used the Canadian exchange back, and this back when I think the SEC fight was like all the rage, right? And it was being called a security, and I couldn't get it on my centralized exchange, right? And so, yeah, that's right. Just this frictionless flow of money going from between. I think meme coiners are the true cross-chain legends because they just do that. They flow between the communities effortlessly. And that's what we're doing here. We don't care. Like, I don't care what chains what people like to use. We just want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to use whatever they want. Go ahead, Steak.
Yeah, just to kind of add on that, another thing that I'm also noticing is like the NFT opportunity that we have as far as like reward loops and things like that. And when we're able to integrate two different blockchains together, and let's say we're able to sell an NFT, build an NFT on the XRPL, sell them out and take that liquidity and let's say put it into like a THORChain and stake it. And what we're able to do is take those rewards and basically reward the NFT holders with another asset. So it's just another way that we could start working together in order to, boost this kind of cross pollination thing.
Absolutely agree. And Unstoppable, I saw you drop. I know it's been glitchy. I sent you another invite to come on stage. Let me do it again here. Perfect. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And guys, this one thing I just want to for Lady K, Steak, or any XRP person, or even if you're from a different community, like you don't even know anything about what we're talking about. Like if you have a wallet or if you have an interface or something that does not offer cross-chain swaps, or if you're interested in like a lot of the DeFi primitives we've been talking about, like money markets, leverage trading, perps, all kinds of cool stuff, reach out to them. Please reach out to them or tag me or something, because I want them to be introduced to not only to the THORChain devs, but the Rugiran devs. And there is so much opportunity for us to just link up and combine everything. And this is the time to grow, guys. We got to be super aggressive here. 2025, this is huge. We all know what we got to do and what's necessary in order to liberate the world. We're going to friggin' do this thing. So yeah, let's all get together and please just let them know about THORChain, let them know about Rugira, and let them know they can make money offering these services, right? There is no siphoning. It's everyone wins. Everyone wins. And this is a 0 to 1. It's better than traditional finance. You guys know that. Go ahead, Kenton.
That's Lady K a question. So the XRP meme coins or XRPL meme coins, do they trade on a DEX like Uniswap, or do they only trade on centralized exchanges? Yeah.
We have a built-in DEX and a built-in AMM. So it's all like on Ledger on chain. walled on the ledger, right? And I think that the thing that launched the meme coin is that we had First Ledger launch, and it was like a Telegram integrated wallet, and it removed the friction of having to do things like set the trust line for the issued asset. And so when that happened, there was a whole, I think there was a whole group of Solana degens that traded within those Telegram, wallets, and they kind of just like, oh, yeah, it's open to XRPL. And they kind of came over, used that First Ledger, and started trading and launching coins. And it was interesting. If you launched a coin on First Ledger, automatically you had to put funds into the AMM, which provided, liquidity to swap. So it really changed the game. And we started getting a flood of new memes and meme traders.
And then, of course, it doesn't have to be a meme, right? Anybody can make a token for whatever they want to do, right? It just happens to be
Yep.
memes right now.
Yeah.
And so it's called First Ledger.
Yes. And then, the Telegram thing is like, I think something happened. So now it's just, I don't like the Telegram, something happened to the Telegram bot. So I'm not sure if you still need a Telegram wallet, or if you could actually, you can just use any wallet and connect to First Ledger. I mean, as long as First Ledger allows that connection with the wallet.
Cool.
Or you
Thank
could
you.
use the Joey wallet.
I'm sorry, interrupted.
Oh, I just jumped up when you were talking about wallets. I recently swapped my banner out to support the Joey wallet. If you click on my profile or my most recent tweet, you can see the Joey wallet. And that's the same developers behind First Ledger and a couple of the developers on the XRP Cafe team as well. Um, Another group is XGC Labs and Helvetics, who have XGC Coin and Swiss Tech for Helvetics. That's a good group that you guys should definitely get involved with as far as developing and integrating the XRP ledger. I'll invite them to the show to next week. They were all in Singapore last week, but we'll get them all on the show, and you guys can all meet on the stage again. I'll try and arrange that for like Wednesday or Thursday.
That's great. I love that. Especially, number 3 market cap. You guys are just building. The more utility we can get, that just makes it even better, right? I love it. This is such a win-win. And guys, I've been just rotating people on and off the stage. Don't take that personally. I just, you can always come back up. I just want to make sure we have a lot of people requesting to come on stage to say things. So I'm going to go through the line here. We're going to do Philip and then World. So go ahead, Philip. Going to give you a few more seconds there, Philip. I know you might be having some microphone issues. Okay, Philip, I'm gonna bypass you, brother. Okay, I'm gonna go to World, and real quick, World, before you say anything, World has a show.
It's the Dip a Toe Show. Oh shoot, I'm getting a phone call.
Melissa
Want me to
from
jump in?
World Be Free, I could explain it for you or give a little introduction of her while you're taking that phone call, Denny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Melissa and Simon host a space on YouTube Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. Right now, they're doing Faces of Crypto, and they're introducing different developers and project leads from the XRP Ledger. Melissa, welcome to the stage. World Be Free.
Hello, my friends. What a wonderful space you're holding, Denny. Thank you for having me up. I just posted underneath this space this great the little 12-minute introduction to THORChain because I think it's really important for us XRPers to understand exactly what THORChain is. And, I popped into one of your spaces the other day and I was very interested. I listened to the whole thing and, your willingness and desire to integrate with other communities that is what we've all been trying to do here in the XRP community. You have three of the big players up here with Stone and Lady K and Steak and Bake, and now myself from Dip a Toe Show. That is what we strive to do, is bridge these communities together. And that's I can't thank you enough. I'm excited. We are going to have you guys on Dip a Toe Show soon. We're working on that in the background here. And it's super important that we all work together and collaborate. So hats off. I did have one question for Unstoppable Wallet, and that question is, are you any affiliation or relation to Unstoppable Domains?
No. It's a completely independent company, and I think we launched earlier than them, maybe by a year or two, but I cannot be really sure about that because I found out about them maybe in 2019 or 20, and
Yeah.
back then we were already for a couple of years like online. So yeah, no, we are not affiliated in any ways, but yeah, you're not the first one to ask that, yeah, and
Well, I would say I found out, and I think Unstoppable Domains is very intriguing, and so when I saw yours, I'm like, okay, this just tells us that we're on the same wavelength here. We're on the same frequency, in the unstoppable part of it. One question I did have for you regarding, like the security part of it, you're not going to be collecting any of that, the privacy information, right? Like some of these other wallets, so that you can be kind of sovereign. And we had a discussion very heavily the last week's Dip a Toe after show about those types of concerns, because there's different options with how people are approaching these things. And I'm curious, like how do you get around that, and what is the security um for your wallet?
uh, okay, so first let me briefly tell you about our approach to privacy. So we don't collect any data. Like we try to avoid collecting it as much as possible. There are some things that you cannot avoid collecting. For example, if your wallet just like a regular website. Whenever you visit a regular website, you leave some kind of trace. For example, your IP address. So such things are not really. Mm, we basically try not to collect them or as much as possible. So we don't know, and to give you some perspective, we don't know how many users we have. We don't know anything about our users. We don't know their balances. We don't know which coins they use. Yeah, we only, for example, can know, for example, if we are using some kind of API service, which, for instance, is necessary for some blockchains like Ethereum. So since Ethereum is supported in our wallet, we use some API services that are critical for the operation of that wallet. So sometimes those API services get overloaded, and as a result, we realize that we seem to be having a lot of Ethereum users now. So another indication to us that we have a lot of users is that we sometimes get a lot more support emails. So these are the things we basically know, but basically we don't know much. We actually know very little, and in many ways it's disabling. In other words, we are not able to learn and see how people are interacting with our apps because we are not tracking anything. But at the same time, it also kind of lets us stay true to our ethos and market our product as such, as a privacy. So that's about privacy. And when it comes to security, we also try to pioneer and innovate. Basically, some of the security features that you would find in Unstoppable Wallet are not are not found out anywhere else. Well, maybe now you will find some wallets already attempt to imitate and provide such features, but we were among the first ones to build them. And one of them is, for example, Duress mod. Basically, Duress mod allows you to set up as many PIN codes as you want for your wallet, and configure which pin code which will open which wallet set. So let's say if you have 10 wallets, you can have a master pin code which would open 10 of them, and then you can set up like some secondary pin codes that would just give you access to 7 of them, which with 3 of those important ones left out, you know. And there is no way for anyone to, even after accessing the app, to know whether that feature is enabled or not. So that would, for example, make the feature like handy when you are like asked by police, you know, like in many in some parts of the world that's fairly common for a police to ask for you to open your like WhatsApp or maybe even a wallet app or an exchange app, and so that they can browse and see what you got there. So or we have, for example, advanced phishing protection. Phishing is one of the most common ways, for example, cryptocurrency is being stolen right now, where people mistakenly send some funds to an address.
Unstoppable cut for me.
Yeah, it did as well. Hopefully he kicks back here in a few seconds.
Maybe Unstoppable.
Someone
If you can hear us Unstoppable, you got to pick up their conversation at phishing attack. Oh, he's dropped.
Yeah, he's dropped. Yeah, that happens. Let me see. I'll
Just
get
give
him
him a
back.
minute. Yeah, just give him a second here, because maybe want to interrupt his flow.
Yeah, it was on such a good flow there for sure.
I would feel that he's answering my questions, and he's done a really good job. I would love to have him come on Dipato as well. You guys are bringing some fantastic people together here, Denny. Good job, guys. Thank you.
And thank you very much for attending. And guys, the Dipato show, their account is in the audience. It's the 2 people right there. Go ahead and give them a follow. Okay. Let's support them for taking the time to come in here and learn about THORChain, because learning about THORChain, Ruggiero, and everything else is a lot of damn work, guys. Unstoppable, I see you're back up. When you go ahead and test your mic there.
Yeah. I'm back. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah,
Yep.
Kenton, can you remind us where he was in the conversation?
You're talking about phishing attacks, Unstoppable.
Yeah. Actually, I was hearing you. You didn't hear me for some reason. But yeah, let me like summarize it quickly. So we have advanced phishing protection, and phishing is one of the most common ways crypto is being stolen right now. It's actually automated attacks, which are fairly easy to a technically capable person to implement, and that's why they happen a lot right now, because this automated bots run 24/7 monitoring blockchain, and whenever there is some kind of large enough transaction for them to care about, maybe $1,000 or more, they attack. It's currently happening mainly on EVM blockchains, but we have also seen it happening on Bitcoin sometimes as well. So the way Unstoppable works, it monitors all those transactions for you, and whenever you mistakenly or unknowingly try to send some amount to such address, the wallet will alert you. It will actually try to prevent you from doing that. So these are the type of security features we integrate, you know. And we have, I kind of told you about Duress and this one. We have like several other as well. So in that regard, we are kind of try to pioneer, you know, security landscape, and try to change that notion that mobile wallets are not necessarily as secure as hardware wallets. In fact, we believe that mobile wallets can potentially be a lot more secure than hardware wallets once.
Can you just quickly tell me how long you guys have been a wallet? You mentioned that you were before. I'm sorry, Denny. I just wanted to, then I'm going to shut up. You mentioned you were before Unstoppable Domains. What year did you start working on this wallet?
Okay, so we started in 2017. Maybe for a year or so, we've been building. So we had nothing online, and around 2018, maybe towards the second part of the year, we came online, and since then we were regularly posting updates without nonstop. So 7 years at least. I kind of lost track of it, you know, but yeah, we've been there for a while.
Do you know how many downloads you have?
We have data from the like Play Market and App Store, and we have about 500,000 maybe downloads. Based on our, based on what Play Markets tell us about how many people engage with our app on a regular basis, we suppose that we have somewhere between 50 to 60,000 active users. So these are the users who open the app a few times a week and interact with it in some way.
That's beautiful.
And yeah, congratulations, great job, guys. And do you have some way, like, are you going to try to communicate to those users that THORChain is live, that people can swap now? Because, like, whenever somebody opens, all of us, when we go to an app on our phone, if there's an update, we just update it and go do what we want to do, right? We're not digging into the new features. And so I'm curious, or I'm wondering, like, somebody, the average Joe with Unstoppable Wallet, who doesn't know about this space, isn't following you on Twitter, how are they going to know they can actually swap inside their wallet? And how are you going to reach them and tell them?
Okay, well, the most basically, whenever someone updates an app, he will see like what's new thing. There will be a page, a pop-up like page that shows what all the features that we've added since that version they have on the phone. So if they have a previous version, it will show everything that's been added since then. And we don't add that much features with every release, so we release about once in 2 months, and usually in those 2 months we have maybe a couple of major integrations such as THORChain and a bunch of smaller features. So that will be the main way people are likely to find out. But we believe that in general, our users are kind of those users that are pro decentralization. So THORChain specifically is something that's been requested from us for a while, and yeah.
Will you do anything? I mean, that's when you update the app, that's a one-time notification. A lot of people might just skip through it, right? Will you
Yeah,
do any
yeah.
like ongoing, like, for the next 12 months, for example, just have it whenever somebody opens their app, they just keep getting reminded that they can play swaps? I'm curious if you've talked about that or thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, like Twitter is one of the other ways we try to keep up to date. We also have a fairly large community on Telegram now. Be like a single time pop-up banner in the app. It's also something we work on right now, and so like like some wallet apps have this like a scrolling horizontal banners, which appear on the top of the main screen, let's say balance screen, and there are like short, small blurbs which can like advertise some part of the wallet app or maybe some other related product. So we are doing that thing as well. But I think the probably the most impactful one would be where we basically tell people what's new and keep talking about it on Twitter and so on.
Okay, cool. Are you motivated to try and get your users to swap inside the wallet?
Hello?
Like, do you actually want to try and make it happen? Or yeah, are you just gonna like have THORChain up in the wallet now? You're just gonna move on to other things and do other updates and features, or is it like you guys are trying to push your users to trade inside the wallet?
He dropped. Damn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, get him back up here. Yeah, I think, if he might be listening right now, that's definitely the way to go, is to push your users to swap because you're earning revenue, right? I mean, this seems like a really fantastic wallet, and having a revenue stream so you guys can continue to develop and build. That's the way to go. Okay, I think he's back up. Unstoppable. Go ahead. Did you get that question?
Well, the last question I got was about like how we're going to shut out to users, you know. So if there was something else after that.
Well, do you want to? I guess I'm trying to ask. Are you motivated to? Are you guys thinking, this is a great way for Unstoppable to make money? It's a feature our users want and will use. It's win-win. We want to try and bang the drum and get everybody to know about it. Or is it just, this is just another feature in the line of 20 others you're running, and you're not giving it any special attention. It's just another update like everything else.
Oh yeah. Great question. Yeah, well, actually, yeah, swap is actually our current priority. So swap, and the reason is our current priority because it's one of the core revenue streams for us at the moment. So basically, as a result of integrating decentralized swaps, we can like basically claim a small portion of user fees. Yeah, and THORChain allows that. Some other swap providers that we have integrated, like 1inch or maybe AMM dexes, have provided as well. So we are obviously motivated to push that feature. But the great thing about it in general is that we are actually pushing something that we truly like because it's decentralized swap, it's empowering, and at the same time we are able to earn like some revenue as a result. So yeah, we are pushing that, and it's like this year in particular, it's in our like core directions. We basically like one direction is that where we integrate some premium features, most of which are security features, and another direction is that where we integrate. Yeah, our like goal is to allow someone to go from any chain to any chain. Yeah, and THORChain is a substantial part of that goal. So yeah, we are motivated to push it, and that's what we are going to do. Try to do at least.
Great, thank you for that answer, because like for anyone new to THORChain, this is like what we all believe in, right? Is that it's a win-win-win situation for everyone. That THORChain wins, the wallet wins, the user wins, and crypto wins, the world wins. And we all benefit. THORChain collects some fees, the wallet collects some fees, the user gets to trade inside their wallet, self-custody, can avoid centralized exchanges. Generally speaking, I'm pretty sure it's going to be most times going to be cheaper for people to trade inside their wallet self-custody than a centralized exchange. It's faster. You don't have to worry about moving your coins on and off. Like, it's just everyone benefits. And so from a THORChain's point of view, when we see a wallet integrate THORChain, we just assume and think, well, it's obvious that this wallet should be screaming at the rooftops to their users, hey, we got THORChain, you can trade all these tokens, you can do cross train, all this kind of stuff. And so rather than just me assume that, it's nice to hear it from you, to say that out loud, that yeah, of course, this is how we make money, this is what we want to promote and want to do, and it's what our users want, and ultimately it's great business where everybody wins, everyone benefits, right? So so thank you for that.
I totally agree with what you're saying, because I've seen some wallets where they don't push their swaps on their users. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and that's the thing, is like, this is a revenue stream for developers. Like, before THORChain being able to provide this service internally to their own wallet, how are developers supposed to make money? And this is the engine that's going to breed innovation and advancements and making everything better. Like, these developer teams finally now can provide a service to their users, like Kenton said, that's better, and they can make money. And that's what we wanted, like the message we're trying to tell the whole area is like, integrate THORChain, integrate my protocol, integrate Mergira when it's time. Get that money. You deserve that money, because every swap that happens on a centralized exchange because a user of yours didn't know they could do it internally, and they take that asset, give it to a centralized exchange, and then swap IOUs, that's margin that you are losing. And that should be your money. That is your money. They chose your wallet. They trust your security posture. They love what you do. You need to earn that money. And that's what we're just trying to shout from the rooftop. This is a win-win-win for everybody. Now, interchain, the hand thing is a little buggy. I see Joe with your hand up. I want to make sure we're going to interchain. Were you wanting to say something? I'm not sure if it was buggy for me, if your hand was up or not earlier. I'm just going to give you a second to respond.
Yeah, I would like to ask a question, but it would change the conversation back to XRP again. I don't know if it's the right time.
That's no problem. It's fine. We got XRP in here in the house today. We're learning about each other, and Unstoppable is part of that conversation. So go ahead. It's fine.
No, because I read in some posts on X that the XRP, like that they're working on like real world assets or something like that. And yeah, I remember on Kojira you could take a loan on PAX-G, which is like tokenized gold, which was very, very nice. So I wanted to ask what if there's something XRP can tell me about.
Well, we do have like a lot of features that should entice people that want to do world assets, right? Because like real world assets have certain regulations depending on what it is. So that's just why we have features like clawback or freeze. And I want to preface that XRP is not included in that. It cannot be clawed back or frozen, right? They've put out things like permission domains and a lot of different features that would allow an issuer to be able to issue it, but still have the control needed for regulation. And then as far as like actually happening, I mean, Hong Kong Monetary Authority chose the XRP code, although they did it on a private chain, to tokenize their real estate. And then this year, Dubai just chose the XRPL on the main chain to start tokenizing assets. I think real estate too, but it's only open to Emirate citizens, right? So yeah, it's definitely like being built on chain.
Okay, but so the way I understand it, this all needs to stay on your chain and cannot be exported, maybe?
Well, I mean, you have to think like, let's talk real estate, right? Like, in Dubai, I don't think, non-citizens can just purchase, right? I think the government controls that. So like in there, it's only open to Emirate citizens. So there's some real world assets that aren't going to be open to other people. You know what I mean? Depending on the asset and who can buy it and the normal regulations there are for that. Does that make sense?
No, it makes absolute sense. It's just because with the new smart contract layer on THORChain, it would be so amazing if it would be possible to also have all these, DeFi features, all these derivatives, and to have them with real life assets.
Oh,
Because
for
as I
that.
said back in the days on Kojira, you were able to actually mint the stablecoin back then for 1% interest, like over collateralized, like DAI model. Um, and then you with gold like PAX-G as collateral, and this was such a nice use case, for example, where you would take a loan in US dollar against gold, which with 1% interest, that was amazing. And yeah, I'm really hoping that something like that can find its way back to the THORChain app layer, and I thought
Well, you're
maybe
not
with the
because
XRP assets this could be a way forward. Yeah.
yeah, well, you're in luck because we do have lending protocols as a proposal right now. Uh, I don't know the time frame, how long it's going to take to get on. We do have oracles, so we can pull real world data. So those things are definitely coming. And like as far as metals, I mean, there's projects right now that issue representation of metals on the chain. I mean, one of the first, David Schwartz says one of the first gateways he loved was he exchanged XRP for silver, got the physical silver, type thing. So yes, that's totally possible and has happened on the ledger. And
And
to
this
come.
lending, does it also have the how would I say that, democratized liquidations? Democratized is maybe the wrong word, but yeah.
You know what? Why don't I pull the proposal and send you the link so you can read it?
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Benson, I don't know if you're getting excited about these maybe silver transactions with XRP, because I think, Kenton, you still deal in gold and silver, right? I don't know if there's something your wheels are spinning over there, maybe.
I do. I'm actually sorry to burst your bubble. I think tokenized gold and silver is a bit of a LARP. Sorry.
No, I understand.
Well,
Real world.
there's been different products, different ways people have done it over the years, and yeah, that's probably a conversation for other whole other space. But yeah, I think, I mean, gold and silver, it's no different than Bitcoin. Like you just want self custody. You don't want an IOU, and you know, if you're going to have paper IOU, Bitcoin or silver traded on a blockchain, I mean, I think it's interesting and cool, but like I don't think it's as big of a deal as a lot of people make out. You know, yeah.
Well, maybe
Sorry.
you can use the.
I've been a gold bug for 20 years, guys, so I'm a bit jaded on precious metals overall. So there's like a lot of stars and moons there. So, um, but I'm much more interested in like RWA stuff, you know, like tokenizing real estate and whatnot. I don't think tokenizing precious metals is really that big of a deal. So yeah, sorry, man.
Oh, it's okay. Well, maybe the Mocha app, and then people can send you XRP, right? And to buy literally, and then this exchange, and then you have a settlement layer. Then maybe there's an angle there, and that way you can send them the real gold and silver, and then they can use XRP, and then everyone wins in that area, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, guys, we got some hands up here. I got someone requesting to come on stage. Joe, I believe you were next. Go right ahead.
All right. Thank you, Patriot. And Kenton. Yeah. Concerning the gold, I don't know. I really don't want to dive into it right now. It's kind of a major deal as it is for me. But yeah, I just have a couple of questions for both Unstoppable Wallet and THORChain. As we all know, okay.
I'm here from Africa,
who's
Nigeria.
speaking? Who's speaking?
Hold your horses there, Haas.
Who asked for that lending? Was that Joe?
I'm here. My name is Oladips. I'm here from
Who the hell
Africa
is
and
speaking right
Nigeria.
now? Shut your mouth. Who's speaking? I'm kicking them off. This is annoying.
It was
sorry.
Sonics.
I'm sorry.
Sonics,
I'm sorry.
can you mute yourself from them, please?
All right, they're gone. Please continue, Joe. Sorry about that.
All right, no, that's fine. That's fine. Well, just have a couple of questions. One for THORChain and the other for Unstoppable Wallet. Well, first off, we all know that fun is one of the major thing around what we do majorly with the cryptocurrency or with the Web3 industry as it is, or where people actually really want to, have fun, basically. And to the large extent, we all know NFT play a major role in this fund as it is. But I just want to know what's the sentiment with NFT as regards THORChain. I didn't hear enough of that, so I just wanted to know if it's something that is being integrated on THORChain as it is right now, and to know if there any projects on the THORChain that as regards to NFT and to Unstoppable Wallet. Yeah, Word B has asked quite a lot of questions and quite along the questions that I wanted to ask. But one questions that I really wanted to ask was: is Unstoppable Wallet planning to have probably a token in the future or something? And if probably they have, since it's more centralized or decentralized rather, it's more decentralized, do they have like a consensus mechanism for their, the governorship of the project itself? I don't know if you understand my question, but I tried to frame it the best way I could. So those are the questions I have for now. So yeah, if anybody could answer, I would really appreciate that.
Unstoppable, I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor on that on this question first.
Okay, thanks. So regarding the token, yeah, we actually plan on issuing the token, and we started maybe 6-7 months ago to do steps in that regard. And our idea was to issue token to some of our active users who can then use that token in the future for governance or some other feature request mechanisms, So as you pointed out. So, and right now we have a mini app on Telegram, which is a learning app, a quiz-like game that is aimed to teach people about decentralization, about self-custody, about privacy, basically everything about how crypto works, from taking from zero to a fairly comfortable level. Yeah, and we put a lot of effort to make that learning experience accessible. So, and the idea is to let it run for a year or so, and then use that as a wave to kind of gauge which of our users spent more time on that app. You basically earn points for answering questions. You earn points for referring people to our app. You earn points for downloading the wallet and so on. And as a result, we have this huge leaderboard. Over nearly 1 million people maybe interacted with it so far, with maybe over 100,000 interacted with it on a fairly regular basis. So we plan on launching the token in the future and using that information to kind of figure out who we should airdrop this token to. And since we didn't have any VC money and are fully self-funded, we plan on maybe keeping like 10-15% of the tokens to ourselves and the rest to distribute to the community.
All right. Just to follow up on that question, yeah. Do the wallet, as it is, Unstoppable Wallet, does it integrate NFTs? Does it?
Yes, yeah. Well, like I'll be honest about that. We actually had NFT support back maybe in 2022, 23. We supported pretty much most of the NFTs which were popular. But supporting NFTs is not easy because there are so many chains and there are not many data providers for this NFT. Like when you support NFT, and you basically have to show user NFT on the balance, and along with it you have to show some information like how many NFTs there are in collection, image, people who bid on it, like transaction history and so on, and getting the data is not straightforward. And if you are able to do it for one chain successfully, let's say Ethereum, it doesn't mean that you'll be able to have the same type of success for BNB or Polygon, and now, for example, there is XRP. So there are a lot of challenges in supporting NFTs, So it became rather costly for us to maintain that, and we kind of turned it off until there is some good universal data provider for NFTs. Like, for example, just like you can get currency rates from a website like Crypto Compare or CoinGecko, it tracks 15,000 currencies and gives you all information you need for them. In the same way, you need some kind of provider for NFTs. And right now, since this space is fairly, let's say, young and fragmented, there is no such provider. We supported everything that was supported by OpenSea, which was the largest NFT market back then. But right now, apart from the OpenSea, there are some other markets and they have their own NFTs. There are some other chains with their own NFTs. So we kind of have support for it. It's just not functioning well, and it's kind of basically it's commented out. So we asked our users. We made this kind of announcement that it's kind of costly for us to maintain that feature, and we are kind of postponing it until the space is a bit more until there is some kind of good data provider, for the NFTs.
Perfect. And then
I have some questions.
go
Sorry, go
ahead.
ahead, Patreon.
Go ahead, Ken. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, Unstoppable. I'm curious. You have other DEXs integrated. Do you have any other centralized exchanges integrated?
Well, for centralized exchange, we have such thing like basically, if you have a Binance account, you could enter your read-only key, which you can obtain from your account. You could have gone to the Unstoppable wallet, add that key, and once you do that, you will be able to see the your Binance wallet, let's say holdings of your Binance wallet within the Unstoppable wallet. So it would be like a read-only wallet, which will show your entire Binance holdings. And at the same time, so you can see deposits addresses. So it's fair if let's say you want to transfer from one of your Unstoppable wallets, non-custodial wallets, to your Binance account, you could just switch between those two wallets within the app, see the deposit address for your, let's say, Bitcoin or like XRP, and then send it from another Unstoppable wallet within the app to that address. So it was like a way for you to monitor your Binance account without going there, you know. But that feature had a lot of issues. I mean, there was a lot of we made it read only, and we deliberately didn't make it like fully capable, so that you can just even withdraw from that wallet, you know, because there are a lot of security risks there, you know, where people can make a lot of mistakes, the keys can get leaked, you know. So yeah, basically no, to answer a question, we don't integrate with centralized exchange. So but we had this one feature where you could monitor your balance on your centralized exchange without the leaving Unstoppable wallet app. It's there right now, I believe, in Android. In iOS it was turned off maybe yeah, maybe like a month ago or so. It was fairly recently, and the reason it was turned off because we realized that well, 2 years passed and not a single question from our users about this feature. You know, no one kind of it seemed to us that no one was using it, so we kind of decided to not to maintain it for the sake of like decluttering the interface.
That's great to hear because, like Ledger, for example, Ledger Live, they have Changely and some other centralized exchanges, and but Changely sticks out of my mind because people are always trading through it and then getting their trade frozen, and then Changely is asking for KYC. And we're talking like 6, even 7-figure dollar size trades, and this money is locked up for months because Changely or other centralized exchanges do the same. They won't accept the KYC. And they say, oh, you got to come up with this and come up with that. And the person can't provide it because it's just an whatever arbitrary demand they have. And so their money is stuck in limbo. And I think it's an incredible disservice for these wallets who are proclaiming to be decentralized self-custody to be routing trades through centralized entities that can freeze users' money like that. And so kudos to you guys for not integrating any sexes, because I think that is just a real problem for the unaware user.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm so sorry.
Changely specific. My bad.
One thing I forgot that Joe had a question about NFTs on THORChain. I want to make sure I don't dodge his question. So I'm going to keep it really simple, Joe. NFTs on THORChain, that's something that we entertained on the base layer a few years ago. It's a technical thing that, you know, we had to work. We never did it. We were more focused on chain integrations. That question is more reserved for the app layer. Okay, so the Rogerian app layer, that's where things like that are probably going to happen. THORChain's going to just continue doing the base chains, excuse me, and that kind of thing. We want to be like a really hardened infrastructure, like a really sturdy, reliable, permissionless, neutral infrastructure that people can build upon. So I would suspect NFTs. I could be wrong. I could suspect though that's only going to be on the app layer or whatever else someone else builds on THORChain. So I just want to make sure I have that question. Go ahead, Unstoppable.
Yeah, I would like to add to Kenton's note about Changely specifically. Changely actually was one of the companies that reached out to us many times, and they actually like presented themselves as something like for a while I thought it was a DEX actually, you know, but then when doing some research and also there was a ticket about it like in our GitHub where people recommended, okay, add Changely, integrate, and there was a fairly large backlash from one of the like long-time users, and that backlash basically was for exact same reasons. You know, first of all, it was a centralized exchange. They were asking KYC after people would engage in some kind of swaps, you know, and their funds would be stuck. So it was, it became a huge red flag, and we decided not to integrate it at all. It's the worst thing that could happen, you know, when someone kind of keeps your funds and blackmails you for some kind of arbitrary data, you know, which many people in with the exception of some developed countries are not able to provide, because a lot of people deal with cash on a daily basis. And then they use this cash to buy I don't know, like some Bitcoin, and later, if they come from a place where let's say where tax reporting is not as as solid or as as it is in like US, UK, and we have a lot of such users, you know, who are well off, but coming from like places where you basically have just like a lot of cash dealings, and you don't report your like earnings as you would expect in US, you know. So these people are not able to provide some kind of documents which would prove the source of their income, you know. And at the same time, these are all normal people, you know. They just like, you know, I don't know, a guy grows bananas, you know, he has a banana field and he sells them in cash, and then later he uses that cash to buy crypto because he is not able to keep it in his own currency. So and he's
The second time, I'm going to try reposting this here so people can see it, but hopefully Unstoppable comes back there. He was on a good rant. I was really enjoying it. We'll give it time for everybody to come back. And share this via post, guys. We are still going. Patriot, are you back
All
here?
right. Yeah, all right. Can you guys hear me? Damn it,
There we
X.
go.
What the hell?
I know it's
God.
frustrating. He was. I really liked
Yeah.
Unstoppable is on a really good rant. I was really enjoying it. Hopefully we'll get him back. Hopefully we'll get everybody back. And with the
I'm gonna
Coke, I
reach out
see.
to Lady K, see if she wants to come back too.
Yeah, with the Coke, we'll have to splice these two spaces together for the YouTube and everything. Let's see here. THORChain intern, can you make me a co-host?
You are a co-host, according to me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I just see speaker.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's just such a mess. I don't know.
Yeah.
They really need, you know, it'd be so simple to have like a staging room, like, and make this more stable, number one. But then before you even start a space, like you can have like a semi stage where you can have it like shadow started and then invite speakers and then start with all the speakers and the hosts, everyone good to go. So it's not like this awkward, you know, start time. Anyway,
Well,
enough bitching from me.
it's funny, with Elon being so forward thinking, you'd think he would pour a lot of money and effort in the spaces, you know, because he's pretty hot on making Twitter the town hall, the free speech world's town hall. You think, and these spaces are a fantastic concept way to do it, right? So, it's a bit frustrating.
Yeah, I would have to think that he's just redesigning the whole architecture. Like they've given up entirely on on these X spaces because they're too unstable, and he's building something from the ground up. That's the only reason I can think of logically why X spaces are still like this. That's the only thing.
That makes sense. Yeah, sometimes it's better to start over. Well, I guess if the people who are running Twitter before, all the woke censorship, what do you want to call them? If they're the ones who are behind the architecture of the space, I guess it makes sense, right? They're mentally retarded, so they built a mentally retarded structure.
Right. Yeah. So you know, there's just sometimes you just got to like kill the baby and start a new one. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate, but you got to cull the weak. Yeah. Yeah. All
Did we
right,
get
guys.
is
Please.
Unstoppable coming back? Where is he? He's in our Telegram, right?
Yeah, we have Daddy Bio. I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry, bro. I think he's probably getting on the other account right now. Here, I'll share the link in that group. We'll get him back up here. If anyone wants to speak, please request. We'll bring you back up. Sorry, guys. You know how X's are. I wish it didn't have to be this way.
Blame it on the new intern. He's been killing it with his threads and posts, but he can't handle a Twitter space. You know, it's just some guys, right? You know?
Yeah, we're gonna have to deduct his pay, the friggin' intern.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. Needs some more hazing. Oh, I see D Daddy listener. Maybe he's joining with a different account.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. D Daddy, that's what I was thinking too, how to say his name. I was trying not to say that. Okay, I got some requests here. All right, guys, requests if you want to come up. We're gonna keep the conversation going. Man, we had so many XRPers in here. We got Connie. Hey Connie, thanks for joining. Man, this has been a great space. Great. I love it, man. Everyone's getting connected. That's exactly what I envisioned. I'm so happy. Max, do you got something you want to say? You're on stage. Let you have a second to check your mic there.
GM, guys.
All right, GM.
Okay. How about again?
I can't understand you. Can you try and clean up your mic there a little bit?
Okay, I said GM, guys. I was on the previous page just now, so unfortunately, S removed us from the space. So the moment I saw this, I joined the space.
Okay, perfect. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just frantically clicking with my thumbs here on my smartphone, just moving around, trying to get things up.
Yeah, I just tried to act Unstoppable to get him to rejoin us here. So hopefully he can. Joe jumped up. You got your hand up, Joe. Can you help us keep the conversation going?
Yeah, trying to.
All right, for sure. Oh, for sure. You guys can do what you want to do while I keep the conversation going. But actually, when you guys are back up, you guys could answer the question. I wanted to know if there's like a community, probably a TG group or a TG community, or maybe there's an X community or our Discord or server we could join. Some of us that are new to the chain and into communities, we would like to probably get ourselves familiar with the infrastructures and also to get ourselves familiar with more people in the already on the chain. All right, so I don't know if you guys are back up. You can jump on that and tell us if there's a possibility for that. And again, I saw Muka is a phenomenon project. I don't know if they're willing to tell us about Mocha, because I would really like to know more about Mocha. I think Eric is here as well, so Eric might be able to give us a solid information as to what Mocha is all about. But yeah, I don't know if you guys are back, so you guys could continue. Yeah.
Joe, are we asking about Discord and stuff for THORChain? Or Unstoppable?
Yeah. Yeah, I was asking for Discord or any community whatsoever. If you have a Telegram community for THORChain, if we could, join, so we could, probably get familiar with.
I'm posting it right now for you, brother. Absolutely, I got you. I'm posting it right now. I finally can access the comments now that we've restarted the space. So I'm going to put it in the comments, and then I'm gonna sling it above us here in just a second.
But to answer your question directly, Joe, yeah, the answer is yes. There's a THORChain developer Discord, which is more for just talking about actual code and stuff on THORChain. And then we just recently kind of rebranded a THORChain community Discord where people can get more general and be more, I don't know what you want to say, ask more open-ended questions and stuff like that. And then, well, the Patriot Sounds, he's a mod in the Telegram group chat for THORChain. So there you go. Those are the three main ways actually that I know. But anything else, Patriot, you can think of?
There are a ton of resources. Yeah, we have the Telegram, the Discord, as you said, developer Discord. We also got many different educational videos. One done by Kenton himself. And yeah, there's a lot of resources here. I'm actually putting them in the comments, or I'm trying to. And then I'm going to pin them up to the top here so people can see it, new people who come in who are not familiar with THORChain, so they can access those materials. Are any luck on Unstoppable Wallet? What's going on that front?
I don't see
There they
them.
are. I see them. They're listeners. Perfect.
Oh, nice. I think my Twitter is really wonky. I'm still a speaker. I can't see anybody.
Yeah. Okay, Kenton, I think you probably might have, will I say, a more. I think Petros also mentioned earlier that THORChain is basically building on infrastructural, basis. Already as it is. And one of the things I think I went through THORChain account is they mentioned something about Omni chain, and I see that they're trying to integrate with SRP. I want to know, would that have a ripple effect, integrating with other chains as well, as I know, aside SRP, would there be THORChain integrating with other chain, based on the fact that we are building, when it comes to THORChain, we're building infrastructural, or what will I call it now, infrastructural base, for other chains, or to interconnecting other chains. I don't know if you get my question, but I'm asking if the same way we are integrating PL, if we will be doing the same with every other chain, in the long run.
I'm not sure if I understand your question completely, but maybe I'll try answering it. So yeah, THORChain connects other chains in a sense, like the ability to swap the tokens. It's not necessarily like communicating on different chains. So it's just the ability to swap the native tokens with each other without wrapping them, without using an IOU. And so like for example, the Bitcoin on THORChain is real Bitcoin, native Bitcoin on a Bitcoin address that is your self-custody. It's not a token like WBTC. And that might sound simple, but it's taken over a decade to figure that out. And THORChain was the first one to figure it out. And so if you can imagine, each blockchain is like a city, right? New York, London, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Sydney. You have all these cities around the world, but you couldn't go between them, right? They had these all individual economies, but you couldn't go between them until now with THORChain. THORChain connects them all. So you're able to go from one city to another, move from one token to another token on another blockchain. Did that answer your question? Did I understand it right?
Absolutely, it does. It does. It actually pointed me to the right direction. So, so I was asking, yeah. So you're saying that every other chains, infrastructure coin token can be accessed on the THORChain, based on this particular idea that has been done with, BTC, just like the example you made. So what I was asking is if this same structure that is built with, the BTC token, on THORChain can also be implemented with Solana, with Ethereum and the.
Yes. And THORChain is chain agnostic. Now with Solana in particular, like there's different like consensus mechanisms and different ways that chains function. Like there's EDSA and things like that. We actually are going to try and add Solana. Maybe it might be the next chain. I'm not actually quite sure. But yeah, we are actually adding Solana, but it takes a little bit of architecture work because we have something called Bifrost. And Bifrost is basically like the logic and the information that helps the swap logic, right? Like all the connection between, like the communication between all the different like daemons that go to Cosmos SDK that facilitate, like the swap, the help to do the swap logic, basically. I'm sorry, I tongue twisted that. But yes, we are chain agnostic and we want to be able to add any and every chain possible. That is definitely a goal, 100%. I want to
Just
see
like if
maybe
I
we can
can
go ahead.
add to that, if I just add to it, Patriot, just to simplify it a bit more. Remember, Unstoppable was saying earlier that it's going to take like several weeks to support XRP on their wallet. Like, it just takes time to write the code, right? Do it properly. It's the same thing on THORChain. In theory, we would want literally every cryptocurrency, right? But it just takes time to write the code and do it properly, and without there being any hacks or thefts or anything, right? So in theory, THORChain could handle any token that exists. It's just the developer time to make it a reality.
Right. And to tack onto that, we actually tried to add Monero years ago, but we couldn't figure out a safe implementation to do it because the thing with THORChain is it's not meant to do privacy natively. It's just meant to swap assets, right? And THORChain has to determine finality of assets, like what went where to whom and to what, to guarantee solvency, and that we're not like just sending out assets without receiving something. And we couldn't figure out how to do that with Monero. The technology wasn't there. Now I'm thinking in the future there will be a workaround, and there are other protocols working on that. And like I said, with my protocol, we do have privacy with Zcash, which is great. But yes, there's a lot of technical challenges with adding chains like anything else. And it works great now. To Kenton's point, it works like butter now with our swaps. But guys, this took a long time to figure out. There was numerous bugs when we first started in ChaosNet in 2021. There are hundreds of thousands of lines of code in THORChain. It is a big girl. It's a beast. It is not easy to facilitate cross-chain, real layer one cross-chain swaps, not wrapped assets. That's the easy, cheap way to do it. We, THORChain from the ground up, our ethos was real layer one to layer one, no cheating, permissionless, open, no KYC. If you can sign a transaction, if you can craft a memo, you can swap assets. You don't even need an interface. You don't even need Unstoppable. You don't need Trust Wallet. You don't need any of these guys. If you can craft a memo, you can make a swap. And that was an extremely important design ethos from the very beginning. But I do want to go back to Unstoppable Wallet. I do not even remember what the question was before we got rugged by the.
I do.
Oh, go ahead, Kenton.
I'll help you get going here on Unstoppable. We're talking about centralized exchanges integrated on various wallets that the users don't know about. They place a trade, that SEX then freezes the trade, asks for KYC, and the user can't come up with it because they just don't, that documentation doesn't exist where they live, type thing. And you're talking about the banana farmer, it's mostly honest people, and they're just they're the unbanked, right? It's those 2 to 4 to 6 billion people, however you measure it, that are unbanked. And the reason they're unbanked is because they don't have this arbitrary KYC docs that TradFi demands from them. So they're excluded from the financial system. They're excluded from the world. And this is literally what the whole point of crypto is to include them, right? And embrace those people. And then these self-custody wallets turn around and push people through sex. And it's like, what the hell? Like, I can't, it really bugs me. But anyway, you were on a great rant there, Unstoppable. I don't know if you want to keep going with it or not.
Yeah, thanks for setting it up again. Well, shortly about the integrating centralized wallets into decentralized applications such as Unstoppable and Changely specifically. When we looked at Changely, there were a lot of feedback on Reddit itself, where people would complain about that their funds were stuck, And when they approached us, it looked like it looked like an uncustodial atomic swap based exchange first, But upon further evaluation, we kind of decided, okay, it doesn't suit us. And the reason it doesn't suit it, for that specific reason that they can just freeze your funds during the swap, and later ask you, to provide all kinds of data, which a lot of people may not able to provide, and it sucks to be in that situation. One of the very reasons we started Unstoppable, because we were debanked, with our previous startup. So, and that was the reason to start Unstoppable in the first place. So, it's a no for us. And one of the reasons, for example, we don't provide buy crypto buttons in our wallet or anything in that regard, is because these are the things that, well, they cannot really confiscate a lot of funds when you buy crypto with a credit card. You're kind of limited at most to a couple of K or so, but still you are asked to provide a lot of data, and at the same time you're kind of being ripped off, where you have to pay at least 5% or so on top of your purchase.
Yeah, the credit card stuff is frustrating. So I'm curious. Another question for you. I noticed your post. I don't know if it was the first one you put out, but you guys you put out a post saying THORChain. Forgive me, I might get it wrong, but it was something to the effect that THORChain didn't freeze any swaps during the Bybit hack, and proves and shows THORChain is unstoppable. Just like you guys, and that's what attracted you to us. Is that really what got THORChain on your radar, or were you already in conversations before, or yeah, what happened there?
Yeah, well, we knew about the channel long before that. It was just, this was a perfect example to illustrate its resilience, because you see a lot of chains being marketed as decentralized with some kind of innovative governance model. But when when the shit hits the fan, all of that is crashing. And that Bybit hack was a good way. In my opinion, it did a lot of marketing to THORChain. It actually, a lot of those niche OG guys that I talk to, yeah, they now see THORChain as actually a decentralized, because very few people can understand tech. Very few people can actually go open the tech, read the white papers, check GitHub and see how things actually work and how resilient they are. So, but a lot of people can see, if they see that, okay, some kind of exchange was hacked, a lot of funds were being stolen, and then there is a lot of tweets or news about this protocol freezing funds, this exchange freezing funds, this stuff freezing funds. So this is a real life moments where you see that how resilient something is. Yeah. And by no means I'm not defending the thieves, yeah, no one should steal anyone's funds, and it's a pity that some people lost money as a result. I hope that no one did, because Bybit actually refunded everyone, at least they say so. Yeah. But at the same time, you can actually see it's a good test for a decentralization, and you can actually see that which protocols, which services are resilient. So, for example, the more of the recent hacks where the SUI got hacked, and you saw that, well, it's not actually a SUI got hacked. It was a DEX that was operating on SUI got hacked. But at the end of the day, they kind of did a chain rework, where they basically excluded that hack transaction from the blockchain, as though it never happened. Yeah. And I'm not judging them, I wouldn't want to be in that position and losing funds, but at the same time, you cannot really market yourself after that as being a decentralized blockchain. It's yeah, it may be forgivable for Ethereum to do that back in 2016, when things were way more different, but we are in 2025. There are a lot of L2s, a lot of things are going on. So yeah, we definitely knew about THORChain long before, and we were meant to integrate it. For us, the delayed integration was rather a matter of UX complexity, because it's not a straightforward swap. And when I say straightforward swap, is like when you do a swap on some kind of DEX, a native DEX like Uniswap, it's from the UI point of view, the incoming and originating transaction is one transaction. But when it comes to THORChain, it's two transactions. And for a wallet, it needs to some kind of know that both of those transactions are belonging to the same use case. Basically, to the user wants to do, a user wants to send one asset and receive another, and there are a lot of complexities, UI complexities in that regard, to make it work as we would like to. So, and yeah, so
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
it basically got postponed, constantly postponed, because there was something or another thing that was unclear for us how it should be done, or something had to be refactored first. Like we had to refactor whole transactions logic we do in the app, and there is a lot of logic, because we have 16 blockchains and all of them handle transactions differently. So yeah, we knew about THORChain THORChain long before, but that latest incident with Bybit kind of immediately put it on the priority list to us, and some of the people that donated to us, they they asked us to prioritize it. So yeah.
Oh, cool. That's that was actually my during the time in February is happening. I was actually that's the way I was looking at it. I'm like, this could actually be roundabout good advertising for THORChain for people who truly understand what everyone what we're trying to build here in crypto. So it's interesting to hear that from you for like a real life use case. So like so it's another question about it. So one of the reasons is that in theory why THORChain the protocol is safe, air quotes safe, is that the authorities appreciate and understand that it is open source, decentralized, that they can't they can't interfere. But the front ends that like the wallets and the websites that integrate into THORChain, that's what they want to go after and basically pressure them or force them to put in a blacklist, like an address blacklist to try and prevent any of these illicit actors. And a lot of THORChain front ends have implemented some sort of blacklist. Would Unstoppable do that? Would you guys implement a blacklist? Would you listen to any authorities? Would you succumb to any pressure? Do anything preemptive to try and protect yourselves from the authorities coming after you? Anything like that?
Well, how to say it? I would probably be in a different position if I lived in US, or if we operated in US, because it's kind of easy, to say these people shouldn't have done that and this because you're not in their shoes, but good for us is that we are fully self-sufficient. We are not taking any VC money and we are not dependent on any kind of external funding source. So we can kind of do whatever we like with our time. That's one thing. Secondly is we are not operating in any jurisdictions where they can really force us to do anything, because it's not really, well, there is such thing as like direct money laundering, where you're directly involved in some kind of illicit activities, and then there is such thing that where you just provide software and open source software. So what can theoretically can happen is that we are forced to add some kind of blacklist, and if we do not comply, our app can be delisted from App Store or Play Market. So I think that's the worst kind of pressure that can be put on us. Yeah, but so far, luckily, we have never been in that position to do that. And should we end up in such position, we would probably choose not to be listed on those stores rather than let's say introducing some kind of countrywide blacklists, like it's one thing where you have a blacklist from let's say Interpol, where they have like specific addresses. It's another thing when you have a blacklist that's asking you to block a whole country. So it's it's I do not understand personally that, and I would never want to be in such position having to do that. But yeah, life is life. I hope it never happens to us, and I don't think there is any way for someone to force us to do that. Because let's say if you are operating a website, it's fairly easy to force you to comply, because at the end of the day, your website can't be confiscated. When you are a mobile app or a software, a desktop software, it's as long as this package is available somewhere on GitHub, it can be easily shared and distributed, without you even being involved. You can say, okay, just like you said, there are some UIs or web apps that can integrate blockchain block lists, but then at the same time there can be some others that don't, and it's fairly easy for those to go viral within a day or so. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
It does
It
answer
does.
the question. It
I mean,
does.
I
Yes.
cannot say no, we won't, because, well, everyone wants to live a happy and move freely, but at the same time, you would like to resist as much as possible, to the extent you can.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. It sounds like you guys will it'll take quite a bit for you to bend the knee, which is great to hear. You're staying true to your name. Well, maybe you can help me out. Forgive me for being a tech dummy. You say as long as you're on GitHub. What if GitHub or GitLab? What if they shut you down, or can they?
Well, GitHub can because essentially it's a centralized website owned by Microsoft. But the thing is, it's the important of it is being Git platform. Like basically, you can easily migrate your code from GitHub to GitLab, or pretty much you can. Even if you are on GitLab, you can just take this package and send it to someone, and he can easily run it on his own server. And I believe there are already decentralized versions of this version tracking. So basically, GitHub can shut you down, but it won't really damage you to a large. It won't really censor you in part. It will just stop you from using GitHub specifically, but you can take that .git file and send it to someone just over Telegram, let's say, or over email.
Got it.
And and GitLab specifically, I'm not right now well familiar with how GitLab operates, but I remember that we specifically added GitLab as a secondary versioning tracker instrument, just in case there are some issues with GitHub. So I think GitLab is a bit more resilient, but I don't remember what was specific about it. So maybe it's some kind of uncensorable version of GitHub.
So Unstoppable is a phone app and a desktop download. Those are the two.
No, just a phone app. Yeah.
Just a phone app. Okay. And then so if I have the Unstoppable app on my phone and I've got an Android, so Play Store, Google Play decides to turn you guys off, I can go access, but I would have to jailbreak my phone and then somehow access the Git file.
No,
How? Yeah.
Yeah, if you are on Android, you basically take the app file and send it to anyone, as well as yourself. You can just install it, and maybe let's say a couple of months later we release a new build, or someone else does, because our code is open source, and says, okay guys, here is a newer version with that and that and that update, and you just take that file and install it, bypassing the Play Market entirely. It's not possible with iOS, so it won't be possible to do on iPhone. But
I'm probably sorry guys, I'm a tech neophyte when it comes to this. I've got a Samurai wallet on my phone, and when the Samurai when the Samurai dev got thrown in a cage, and Google did something to the app, made it unusable. But I would assume they would have the Samurai guys were pretty, they're similar vein as you guys. Wouldn't I guess what I'm trying to ask is if Google can go in and affect my Samurai wallet, can't Google go in and affect my Unstoppable wallet and basically make it so I can't use it on my phone? What good is having this Git file that we can send to each other? Or would I have to whatever Google does to my current version of the app, I'd have to delete it and then get the new app from you, for example, get you to email it to me. Then I can upload that new one on my phone. Am I missing something? What am I being dumb about? What am I?
Well, if you normally, if you have an app installed, the Play Market or App Store should be able to influence it or inhibit its functioning in any way. But there are exceptions, and for example, a lot of apps in the Google Play Market use this called like common Google libraries. Like for example, one of them is Firebase. It's a library that provides a lot of out-of-the-box functionality, like let's say push notifications and so on. So that I believe that they can interfere with. So to answer your question, for sure, I would have to kind of look a bit more into the Samurai app on Android and see how it's actually functioned to be able. But yeah, normally they shouldn't be able to interfere. So they can delist it from Play Market. They can basically prevent your users to download any new version of your app, or even find your older versions of the app. But to my knowledge, they out of the box they should not be able to influence the app that's already there on your phone.
Okay, cool. Thanks. And then you mentioned your jurisdiction. Do you mind saying what jurisdiction you work out of, or if not, if you want to maintain privacy, I appreciate that.
Well, we are distributed. Like our team is mostly 16, 17 people who are full time, and we are distributed among 3 continents. But none of us are located in US and Europe. So yeah. That's
That's
what
probably the
pretty
best
wise.
yeah.
best way to answer it. Yeah. All right, Patriot. Sorry, Matt. You probably have some questions. I'm done. If you want to jump in.
No, dude. Actually, I was going to give you some kudos. This was a great question to ask. I'm so glad you mentioned the Bybit exploit and how we respond to it, because I think this is actually kind of a poetic relationship here, because not only because your name's unstoppable, because that's what THORChain wants to be as well. We want to be unstoppable. And for those who don't know in the audience, the Bybit exploit, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that was the largest exploit ever, right? $1.5 billion from a single address. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's right. There was enormous pressure, you guys, on THORChain to censor these transactions. It was huge. Okay. We were getting blasted everywhere from these very high profiles. And the thing, how it worked, it was it took a lot of gumption within our community to stay firm to our principles. I mean, I know I was in DMs screaming at people like, no, let the swaps flow. Like this is first principle stuff. This is who we are. This is what we're going to do. And our node operators, they did it. They held their own. They held firm to our principles. But you got to understand how crazy this was. You had $1.5 billion. And how it goes through THORChain is there's streaming swaps. And streaming swap is like a swap that's broken into several sub swaps, and arbitrageurs come in between the sub swaps and rebalance the pools, right? This is excellent price execution, but it takes time to do. Now, these streaming swaps, they were like a few million. I forget how big they were, Kenton, but they were going through our pools over a period of days, right? Like these swaps are happening nonstop for days, and our node operators had to withstand the enormous pressure and watch this go through each and every day through our pools. And we did it. And to Kenton's point and Stoppel's point, it was one of the greatest marketing opportunities for THORChain, because we proved we were decentralized and that we meant what we said, and that we are interested in a permissionless infrastructure. And yes, did you want to add something to that, Kenton?
I want to add some more color. For anyone who's new to what that story about THORChain, it wasn't unanimous by the nodes. There was actually a lot of disagreement, and there's a mini node war, for lack of a better term, where some nodes started pausing the Ethereum trades, other nodes reversed it to resume it, and just the way THORChain works, it can go back and forth like a tug of war. And we had at the time, it was like over 40 nodes on this tug of war, and it ended up became 21-20 in favor of having the ETH swaps continue. And then we had, I don't know, I'm guessing at least 10 or 20 nodes, maybe 20% of the network leave, because those node operators, they didn't want to support this, worried about the authorities, whatever their reasons were not comfortable with that activity going on THORChain, and they left. And so this wasn't like a kumbaya, everything, all the nodes just got along and everything moved forward. It was a real stress test for the protocol. And I want to say in the depths of of that, I think we got as low as like 84 nodes, 80, low 80s. And since then, the community's rallied and we've recovered, and last I looked, we're at 119 nodes. Maybe we're at 120 now. I don't know, but we've basically. I'm not saying those node operators came back. I think we have a bunch of new nodes, new node operators have come, and so I think it's fair to say that the node operator set today is they're definitely on board with permissionless and letting things go. THORChain isn't here to play judge, jury, executioner. It's a neutral platform, just like Ethereum and Bitcoin. And if there's any disagree with that, I don't know what the hell they're still doing here, to be honest. Like, I'd feel it wouldn't make sense, right, for somebody to still be here and disagree with that. So, it was really great to see new node operators and bond providers all jump in to fill that void from those that left, and now we're back up to basically more nodes and more rune bonded than before the Bybit hack. So THORChain in essence is stronger than ever now.
Hey Kenton, I'm gonna take a quick pause. Pretty crazy. There's a fire right next to my neighborhood right now, so just give me a second to make sure it's like someone I don't know. So I'm just gonna be silent for a little bit. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. Well, maybe anybody else here. I'm sorry, I'm not co-hosting. I can't see if there's any other speakers. Anybody else want to jump up and say anything, ask a question?
Hey guys, Coke here. I did have my hand up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead, Coke.
So actually, what I want to add is that this decision when the node battle happened, like, can we go through with the swaps or not? We have to add a little bit spice to this story as well, because our network was actually already one knee down from THORFi unwind, and a lot of nodes actually left. There was a lot of price pressure when it came to Rune token. So it wasn't just, oh, should we let those North Korean swaps go through or not? We were in extremely vulnerable place as well. And that actually added a lot of complexity to the network to operate as well. So I just wanted to add this. It wasn't in the comfort zone, like should we do what we should not do. We had like three fires at the same time that we had to play around.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was how do you interpret that, Coke? Do you think the THORFi mess made the Bybit decision easier or made it harder for nodes?
I think it made harder. So because as you know, like if you're a node operator, you have to have at least 300,000 runes. So you had to juggle like the financial decision that you were already most likely down a lot, plus philosophical, plus does the, I don't know, depending where you are located at, will somebody come and knock at your door? So there was like we have this Runtard who actually was actually really scared of this situation. I'm not sure if scared, but worried. And aftermath for Runtard actually was that he is the weak link of the THORChain. He is like operates a couple of nodes. I'm not sure how many, but he can be the one of those persons that can be pinned down, and that's why that's amazing. He started actually teaching his own competition to spin up nodes. So these things don't happen again. So we spread out more of those nodes between different people and different parties, and that's why we have this churn period as well. So we have always those fresh nodes, and that's why we actually want to raise our node cap as well a little bit higher, so we have more independent people in different continents. Some are talks like you, Kenton, some are not talks. They can be in Russia, for example, or Asia or wherever, and it will be a perfect solution for this really complex problem.
Yeah, and just add more to the THORFi debacle that happened in January, and the rune price tanked was tanking and tanked because of it.
Yep.
And it could, someone might see that and think, well, that's why the nodes let the Bybit trades go through, because they wanted to support the rune price and get the rune price up, and and basically benefit off of it. I think it's a valid criticism or thought, but yeah, I don't think that was. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like, no one made any real money off of that. The nodes. Well, look at the room price right now. It's like $1. I don't know, it's $1.30 something. Like, it's barely any higher today than it was in February. And the amount of fees are negligible compared to the fees that can be earned over the next several years and the previous several years.
Yeah.
So there's no real.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Sorry.
say. It was,
Absolutely, we couldn't say that those fees covered the because we have to add in the reputation, like exact BTC, whatever he was at our those. He has quite of influence as well, so he was blaming us that we are doing what we're supposed to do, that we said we are going to do. A lot of bad publicity. We have a lot of soft fathers from the Thor. So there was a lot of people who got hurt with THORFi. So imagine if something happens again with something happens again with Rune or THORChain. They all jumped in again to point fingers at us as well. So it was like a triple damage, and like you earned. Let's see, what did we earn? I think we earned 1 or 2% of the stake in 4 days or 6 days. So we earned 1% of our money back in 6 days, but we had this tremendous pressure, reputation damage, or blaming, or finger pointing. Because at that time nodes were fighting, and we couldn't have this. We had this inner conflict. That's why we couldn't spin it up as a really good marketing stunt. Like, hey, North Korea uses us, must be good. Like, we were scrambling, so there was no time to like spin it up in a better way or something like that. So I think it was a net loss at that time. Maybe in the future it's going to build up, and as a case study, or shows that we are really good, and maybe that's why Unstoppable Domain picked us up. Maybe somebody not.
Okay, let's try this one more time. We're just gonna, for the few of you guys here, we're just gonna wrap this up and then try and splice all three of these together. Okay, looks like Unstoppable is not coming in. With the Coke, I noticed you're there. Did you want to finish your thought when what you're talking about before we got rugged?
Dang it. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here. X is just
Yeah,
not friendly to us today.
No, Unstoppable isn't coming back. But with the Coke, do you want to?
Yeah, I'm not sure where was it.
There you go.
where I got off, but what's the conclusion of the story? I think we were in really hard place to fight this battle, and maybe in the future we can use this as our advantage when we grow bigger, stronger, and what I want to say is, of course, Unstoppable Wallet found us by this incident. I think, if anything, that's the great thing that came out from this a bad situation, because we as ourselves, we are not happy to do others this bad funds, or help them out to commit the crime. But as like for Bitcoin or fiat currency, like the paper money, it's how it is, or knives and guns. Like, you can use it for good and bad. It's mostly used for good, so let's keep that in mind, and let's play ball.
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say with the THORFi stuff and the Bybit hack is that the THORChain community, it was really beat up from THORFi, and it could have, didn't really have, it lost a lot of will already, and then to throw the Bybit hack on top of it, like a lot of people could have easily thrown in the towel, you know, could have really caved. You know, it wasn't like a real, it was difficult for a lot of people. So the fact that THORChain survived that, the testament to its resiliency. So yeah, I think we
Yeah.
should. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Patriot.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, you're 100% right. And so many people were actually plunging the dagger in our side, just trying to take us out, like when we're in our weakest moment, you know. But we held firm and we did it. You know, we threaded that needle, and that's just a testament to this community. And it showed that we're really resilient, and this community is just tough as nails. And now that I think honestly though, which is great, now that we've moved beyond that moment, we know we have that core ethos. It just makes everything stronger because, you know, beforehand, you don't know how strong your team is until you actually come under pressure, until you're actually, you know, you've got a barrel of the gun point at you. You know, are you gonna, your knees are gonna shake? Are you gonna bend the knee? Are you gonna give up? So now everything is just tougher. And especially with the app layer, it's a better design. Everything's far more secure. And now everyone has the comfort that we're all veterans, we're all warriors together, and we have that warrior mindset. And you know, we just, it's just so much better now. I love it. And I got to divert a little bit with the Coke. I am so looking forward to your shorts on this episode, man. I love your shorts, dude. So I can't wait to hear those, what you come up with.
And just kind of what you're saying, Patriot, and just thank Unstoppable Wallet for taking the time, joining the space today. It was really cool to hear him, you know, answer, you know, my questions and others' questions. Like, sounds like these guys were on the same team. Like we're all on the same page. We all, you know, see the world the same way. And so it's motivating that, you know, people lament about crypto and, you know, people aren't, you know, it's being used, you know, doing dumb things with it, and it's not changing the world anymore, and blah blah blah. And it's like, you know, when I hear they get Unstoppable talk about what they're doing, I'm like, you know, they're keeping it real. You know, they're still trying to carry the torch of what we're building here. So it was great. I think it's awesome.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
I'm glad they're now part of the THORChain community.
Yeah, and in their ethos, their beginning was from a position of pain and suffering, right? Because they got censored. I forget exactly what the example was, but they were previously censored by a third party. And it was through that pain that they decided to make something that was unstoppable. And I think that's excellent. They slot in real nicely to our community. I'm so thankful that they integrated THORChain. It's very encouraging, and I really hope many more teams like them join. What a great wallet and what a great team. I love it. Go ahead with the Coke.
Yeah, and I just want to follow up that what you said, like you never know how strong is your team until something bad happens. And what usually in crypto happens is like people have some kind of ideas and they start to build, and I don't know, they get exploited on the breach hack or something bad happens, and everybody just throws in a towel and leaves. But what is so awesome about THORChain is that we know what we are doing, we know why we're here, and we know what the stakes are for the future. So even if we get burnt, we get down minus 90%, it doesn't matter because we know why we're here. It doesn't change. Of course, yeah, it hurts, but the mindset, what we're building, it still holds true. Boone is always here discussing, for example, like, oh, I don't like this, I like that. He knows why he's here, and that's amazing.
Yeah, he's, you know, go ahead, Clinton. I spoke enough.
No, go on. Good.
Well, I was going to say, you know, yeah, shout out to Boone who just joined. You missed a good one, Boone, but guys, follow with the Coke if you want. He's going to put it all together for us. He's been really great. He's really stepped up, a community member, just helping us, you know, edit videos and puts audio together. Because sometimes we get rugged. Like we've got rugged twice today. It sucks. Unbelievably frustrating, but you know, that's just how it goes on X. But yeah, like people like Boone, where you know he cares. That's why he's here. I mean, if Boone were to leave suddenly, or if he stopped speaking, I would be really worried about this community because people speak out when they care about a project and they want it to succeed. It's not. You don't speak out when you don't care. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And that was cool that's what was great with having the XRPL people come up and you know, talk about XRP and everything. Really great to hear from them. I'm glad they joined. Glad they all sound passionate. It was cool. And kudos to you, Patriot, for connecting with all of them as well. Sounds like that'll be our topic for next week, maybe. Maybe get more of those XRPL people on the
Let's
stage.
do it. And you know what, man? I realized how naive I was. I'm sorry, guys, if it's windy. I'm outside now. I had to run to my dad's house. Crazy thing happened. But anyway, yeah, one thing that's naive that I thought is, I thought I would just like pop into various ecosystems and, go to AVAX and go to Doge and do blah, blah, blah. No. I took one step into the XRP community, and I have just been overwhelmed, not only with positivity and love, but just a sheer amount of information. This is my focus now. I'm just going to stay with the XRPers and really get to meet and know them and form a bond with them, because not only, I'm interested in them using THORChain, but we're actually the same community. And there's just such a value proposition just getting everyone together on a space like this. I mean, I thought the space, the first rug before that, and that was awesome. I mean, we had XRPers, we had THORChain people, we had everyone, so it was fantastic. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep hanging out with the XRP people, getting to know them, and keep spreading the word. And maybe we need ambassadors for each individual ecosystem, just people who know the stuff, to go out and just chat with them and let them know what THORChain's built, what Rajira's building, what Mocha's building, and other things too,
Absolutely. Should we wrap it up there, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. I'm sorry if who are new and they missed it. Fortunately, we got rubbed so many times. But to follow with the coach, he's gonna he'll make a breakdown. He'll put it all together. I appreciate you, brother. As always. And Kenton, thank you so much, man. You're the best co-host. I appreciate you.
You too, buddy.
Thank you,
Always
guys.
with you. Yeah, thanks with the Coke. All right, guys. We'll be in touch. Talk to you next week.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.